Welcome to the Yap of Exile podcast, where discussions, topics, side tangents, and hot take rants are indistinguishable from each other. I am your host, WhateverMedia, also known as the Rat Lord, and today I'm joined by the world's first Pathfinder to level 100 in Fate of the Val, HCSSF, build guide creator, gamer dad extraordinaire, and a man whose beard is commonly recognized as the eighth wonder of the world. It's our boy Everseen. What's up, dude? How are you?
What an intro. What's up, dude? Thanks for having me.
Happy to have you, dude. When we planned this, I was planning, pretty short Yap sessions before this even really turned into anything bigger. But then we got the craziest announcement stream we've ever seen from GGG, at least in my time.
Mhm.
So we're gonna dive into all of the things that had for us. But first, we're going to hit everybody with a nice little icebreaker. The icebreaker question is: what is one fact that you can tell us about yourself that we never would have learned otherwise without you being asked this specific of a question? So it would not be something that I would learn in a regular conversation. So, for example, for the chat, I was a harsh metal vocalist in a band in high school that
Holy
never that never did anything. Um, but yeah, so
holy shit, really?
yeah,
You
yeah,
can
yeah, yeah,
scream?
yeah, dude, yeah,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. I've been doing it for like 13 years, 14 years. Um,
So cool. Yeah, I've never been able to do that. That takes a lot of strain.
yeah, you have to be very, very careful. It takes a lot of technique.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I didn't know, brother. I'd probably say a lot of people don't know that I'm actually been in music for years and years and years. I started playing guitar when I was in middle school, and I started out with acoustic guitar and basically played acoustic guitar for years, and then started to get a little bit into electric, and then I started to get into bass. And I'm actually, I would say, more of a bass player than a guitarist
word.
nowadays. But yeah, I've been playing like over a decade. So not lately though, because I've just been playing too much games.
Right.
Since PoE 1 and 2 have pretty much ping ponged, I haven't had much time to do anything else but just play PoE like for a hobby anyway. But
Dude.
yeah, I don't know. Some people know I play music, but like many people don't know I've actually been into it for over a decade. So
That's sick, dude. Yeah, it sounds like we need to start a band while we're in New Zealand. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's
I
crazy,
get a
dude.
little travel guitar.
Yeah,
Can't
exactly.
bring that though. Yeah.
Well, we'll pick up like a ukulele or something while we're in New Zealand, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah. That's
Um,
true. Yeah.
hey, listen,
I know there's no sound. One sec.
I can play approximately one song on the bass, and that is Seven Nation Army. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
Good
which
one.
I learned that song wasn't even recorded on a bass. It was a tuned down six string. So it's not even actual bass chords.
Really?
Yeah. Fun little music fact for you boys there. But yeah, that's about it. I bought a bass during COVID, and I was like, I'm gonna learn how to play bass. And I learned that one song, and I was like, I do not like this. I'm not
Fair
enjoying
enough.
this. And then I gave up. But uh maybe one day we'll pick it back up. With that, and let's talk about the insane zero point 0.5 reveal. I don't know. Did you watch like the whole thing Q&A and all?
I didn't watch the Q&A. I got like probably half an hour into it and then I just stopped watching it because
Okay.
they just weren't really talking about anything I wanted to listen to, really.
Yeah, that's fair. There were bits and pieces that I like, little nuggets of information that I picked up. I listened to it actually. So I listened to the whole thing. I listened to the stream, and I listened to the whole Q&A day of. But it was so much information. It was like 5 hours worth of stuff by the end of it. So I
Yeah.
needed to like digest it. And then yesterday, I had a long drive, so I re-listened to the Q&A on that long drive, and so I picked up a few things there, which we'll discuss. But Then we'll focus in on the actual reveal itself. So we have 0.5, the full in-game rework that we've been waiting multiple patches for. And man, dude, let's just start with how, out of 10, where did this launch land for you when it comes to your expectations?
Um, To say that we've never had one this big, I'd like to remind about Settlers. And yeah, no, I know the audio screwed up, guys. I'm still trying to fix it, but yeah, I just don't really know how because I'm inept. But I would say Settlers, man, was pretty close to being like a monumental update. This one is definitely up there though. Like
Mhm.
it is tied with Settlers for me, if not more. But I would say it's more of a crazy update because they're changing the infrastructure of the game rather than just coming out with a new league and new
Mhm.
content. But I would say from what I can see right now, it looks like probably like an 8 out of 10 for me. I think the missing points would be in the fact that I personally don't like the Infinite Atlas and I don't like all the bad layouts. So that was a thing that I was really hoping that they would adopt from PoE1 is more of a finite like layouts atlas, but they are releasing a bunch of new layouts, like new maps this league. So
Mhm.
you know it might be better, could be worse, but hopefully it'll be better. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it was we getting what? 30, they said 30 new maps.
yeah,
Um Plus things are going to be interesting with, cuz the Atlas is still infinite, but we have this actual like quest progression now, which feels a lot better to
mhm,
me. I was kind of thinking through it, and I was like, well, what is the main pain point for people getting out of campaign and jumping into the end game? And it was the complete lack of goals. I feel like you had, even because even in back in 0.1, when the goal was complete 10 tier 1 maps and then complete 10 2 maps, like that's not a good goal, but the goal was actually a bit more clear than the nexuses and stuff for me. Just like from a, if I was looking at it from a new player perspective. But it is cool now seeing that each league is going to have its quest. Each one is going to spawn in that specific direction. So, like, I don't remember the exact ones, but like, Breach will always be to the southwest or whatever by like 5 maps to start that quest. And so you're able to like go towards whichever one is most interesting.
yeah,
But I like that that central part of the Atlas is going to be predetermined, and then there's structure behind, like we have so many things like the fortress and stuff to talk about. um how do you feel, this is one that I'm interested in, how do you feel about expedition being this like ocean adventure now?
uh, I don't know. It's kind of cool because
Mhm.
it's just one of the things is it's just random, so you just keep going randomly generated. But I mean, I like the fact like what you were saying about every mechanic now has like a predetermined location. And I think to like I'm gonna be referencing PoE1 a ton here because like watching them make design choices, it's it's clear why it's worked in PoE1 and I think one of the things that they similarly did with the Infinite Atlas is that now with the predetermined locations, that was one of my biggest gripes with PoE2 is when you first get to maps, it's like you could go 20 maps without seeing an expedition, or you could have one or two tablets, you run out of your tablets, and then you'll never see expedition again, right? So it's really nice that we get the predetermined location because that kind of, in a way, gives you the PoE1 Atlas. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
it gives you that determinism of being able to find the mechanic in the location you want, and it makes it so that you can dodge mechanics if you want, and you can do other ones that you
Right.
actually enjoy. So, like, if you wanna go all in on expedition, just go to the boats and then just start going crazy, and it's kinda like with the boats thing, it's cool because you kind of have an infinite path, like, you can just keep doing expeditions as far as I understand. I don't really think there's a limit on it.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's having more direction in content and, like, being able to do content that you actually wanna, like, do. That's what I'm excited for. I think it's fun, like such a fundamentally huge change for the game. And people won't realize it until they play it, how ridiculous it is, like early progression, and how nice it is to just like have that. So I'm super excited. I think that was like one of the things I was most pumped about in the reveal. Um, and then another thing too is like we've pretty much got like the astrolabe-ish mechanic from PoE 1, but it seems to be just like in the quest. So like as you're questing doing these league mechanics, it's still going to be very rewarding. And the other thing on top of it too is you're going to have tablets. So the tablets and like the juice from the astrolabes, right? Like it's just we're going to have more loot than before. And then obviously there's like effectiveness on waystones and stuff, so we'll have to see how that plays out. But I think we'll actually just end up with a lot more loot than last time. So
Well, it depends on if you were a temple juicer or not, I guess, if you're going to end up with more loot than last time. But, um,
yeah, but that was ridiculous.
oh,
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
if
That,
if people unironically want that again, then like go play slots, man. Like you shouldn't be here. Like go do something
yeah,
else. Like that's stupid. Like
yeah.
it's so unethical.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's what I was talking about with Major last time. Was I was like, people's dopamine receptors are just gonna be so fried. They're gonna be like, "Where's the loot, dude?" But
Yeah.
it definitely feels really good. I was thinking about target farming specifically is going to be amazing. Being able to target what you want, and we're gonna get into the specifics of like gearing and like SSF and stuff here in a little while, but just
Hmm.
general league overview. If you like a mechanic, you can go straight into that mechanic and invest in it, right?
Yeah.
That's great for the trade players. It's great for SSF. I will say for the expedition, it is, from what I understand, it is infinite. You do have to do expedition on maps to get logbooks, and the logbooks are the grand expedition that reveal like 12 ocean nodes or whatever that randomizes it. So you still have to do the
Right.
main mechanic on maps to get logbooks.
Hmm.
And I don't know if you can get logbooks from the grand expedition stuff and like have like a cycle where it can just like keep
I would
sustaining
assume that
itself.
yeah, keep sustaining. I would assume
Right.
that you have to go into the map to do it, and then yeah.
Yeah, because it's like they even mentioned it in the Q&A. They're like, it's kind of like a little bit of delve. And Jonathan's like, oh
Mm,
yeah, I still want actual delve one day, but at least we have this. But even
right.
delve, like you have to take a break and map to be able to keep going. So
I was just saying, I was like thinking about why couldn't you just buy logbooks from Danning, but I'm like I'm too into PoE 1 right now. It's like yeah, that doesn't happen in PoE 2.
yeah,
So yeah, you
and then
can't infinitely sustain.
you just go to Tujin and pick up some divines.
Yeah,
That's all you got to
exactly.
do.
Yeah.
But that to me, that's exciting because one, it helps a lot with the Infinite Atlas part, with the initial part being that like set progression with the quest, but also with one of the four cardinal directions being its own mechanic. So
Mhm.
it's not, there's less stuff to like, because what happens to me when I start in the end game right now, right, is I start in and I go do my first corrupted nexus and I'm like, all right, perfect, I did that. And then just like that's like northeast. And then but southwest, I see just the little bit of corruption. And I'm like, oh, well, that's going to be the easiest way to get my next nexus. So then I path down there. And by the time I get to T15s and I fill out my Atlas tree, I've created a star in the different directions, but I've not actually fucking gone anywhere.
Yeah,
Like I've just gone to like min max that
fantastic.
stuff. And then I'm like, all right, well, now I'll start pathing out in one direction. And by the time I do that, I'm level 97.
Yeah. Dude,
So
I on my like on one of my runs that I did was like one of the practice runs where I was like trying to practice early progression and mapping on Timmy's with the shield wall guy. I was 92 when I like killed Arbiter or whatever, but like it was like level 90 before I beat my T15 Nexus. I had already been in T15 maps, had been farming T15 maps for over a day, but I was like pathing to find a Nexus and I couldn't find them. Like I basically did like my I can't remember what the tiers is like 11, 13, 15. I think I did
yeah,
all of them like, but I was in T15s, like, had just completed a T9 Nexus, and I was like, I was going in my stash to go back, like, in tears to grab maps. It just felt so stupid. So,
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm just excited to see what they do with it. Hopefully, the Nexus thing kinda I don't know, I didn't really get any direction from the reveal on that, like, how that's gonna remain or
Mhm.
change or whatever, but,
Yeah.
yeah.
They are, if I remember right, in the reveal stream, and maybe in some of the press kit stuff, they do still show Corrupted Nexus on the Atlas. So I think it
Yeah.
might still be something of like the corrupted, because oh yeah, it is, because they have like, so they have
It,
the
like,
Atlas.
upgrades league mechanics or something too,
Yeah, well, it's the
like
Atlas Master quest. So Doriani's one of the Atlas Masters, and the quest is like he's cleansing corruption.
mhm,
And then so
yeah,
he's gonna send you doing that, and then what's her face is gonna send you to kill bosses, and then like that
yeah,
stuff. So
yeah.
which, oh my God, there's so I don't even know where I want to go because there's so much to talk about. Um
Yeah, I think I was looking and there was one, I think it's Jado that gives 20% more, effective precursor tablets or something like that,
mhm.
and so I'm going Jado on League Start, 100%.
Yeah, it was, I can tell you right
Or for
now.
double effect, I think. It's like 20% for double effect. It was, like,
Um
really good modifier, like, such a good modifier that you need to go with
Yeah.
that
Well,
one.
it's that old passive, it's the old node from the old passive tree, right? That is like mandatory to take
Mhm.
across from local knowledge.
Yeah.
Um the
Yeah,
other
I
one,
guess I didn't even think about that. That might not be on the Atlas tree now.
I don't think it would be.
No.
But the other
No.
one that really stuck out to me out of those, I'm looking for it. It's also Jado. 50% increased exceptional items found.
Oh,
That's pretty crazy.
yeah. I didn't even think about
Um,
that.
and we only get to see 3 of the 12 nodes that each Atlas Master has.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Um,
crazy. That's
Doriani
probably gonna
can,
be a 50 times 0 equals 0, but we'll see.
yeah, Doriani can give the soft core players an additional revive on a map,
Yeah, I saw that. That's funny.
additional portal.
The double unique one looks really cool. Like the beast lady where you only get 1 chance to do a pinnacle boss, and then you get
Hmm,
2 boss specific uniques. That seems really insane.
yeah. Yeah, so that stuff is really, really cool. I'm excited
Mhm.
to mess around with that. I couldn't remember if they said that you can spec into multiple of each of them. Oh, you can, because it's like kind of in Pee-wee 1 how you can switch between the Atlas trees, right? Like
Yeah, but
that's how
only
you
1 master at a
specialize.
time.
Right. So
Yeah.
that, but that's what you would switch to do
Mhm.
specializing for content.
Yep.
So that's interesting.
Yeah, that's
How,
cool.
this is a side tangent, but that's what this
Mm.
entire podcast is. How do you feel about the fact that we can get every single node on the pass or on the Atlas tree?
I don't really see an issue with it. I like the customization now that, like, you choose, like, 1 of 3 options or 1 of 5 options or whatever. So,
Mhm.
I'm not really against it. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
But, I think it's more of, like, the league-specific Atlas trees that are gonna matter more anyway. Like, the base one's cool, but, like, I'm more like, dude, the temple one looks insane. There were so many nodes, like, all of them have so many nodes. There's, like, 30 nodes on each,
There's,
league-specific passive tree. It just looks so fun.
yeah, I didn't see all of them. I know I saw Ritual was 30, Delirium was 31, and like it was all like 30 to 31. Which I'm curious how that's going to work. So we know we can get all of the main Atlas tree. I wonder if it's still
Mhm.
going to be something where you can only get like half of the league tree.
Yeah, like, I'd say, like, half or even less, but yeah, we'll have to
Yeah.
see. Like, 16 points or 14 points seems
Mhm.
reasonable.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that'll be interesting. Additional revive means you can log out cheese and HC.
No, it
Additional
doesn't.
revive?
Like, yeah, like, I think the revive isn't equated to portal.
Oh, do you
Like,
think it's that like co-op, like you get knocked down and you can get revived?
I don't even know, honestly.
I get
If you
knocked
do if you
down
do
and
if
I
you do
get up
co-op in
again.
HC though, and you die, I'm pretty sure you just die.
Yeah,
Like, if there is no revive, right? So,
I have no idea.
I
I've
don't know.
never ran a single
Yeah,
piece of content co-op hardcore,
me either.
so
Like,
I have no
co-op in
idea.
general.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I helped my friends on softcore in 0.1 do their second ascendancy, and that's it. Like out of
Okay.
1900 hours, I've done co-op for one trial of chaos. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. I think that it's going to be cool because in PoE one, right? This is going to be but in PoE one podcast, in
Mhm.
PoE one, you do specialize the different notables, but most people take very similar like paths. So it's kind of the same thing where like everybody's getting those pathing nodes, and then you're just choosing the like big notables
Yeah. I
that
hope
you're
it's not
getting.
gonna be too much of that though, because I think one of the annoying things about PoE1, especially this league, is that there is just that one way to do a strategy and every other way is just not good. Like, let's
Mhm.
take Harvest for an example. Um, like as of Mirage League, like you can't do crop rotation because like you can, but like you're not gonna get the crystallized rancors, which are like good, especially like after they've hot fixed where you could like switch one damage type to another damage type, so you can switch like jewels around and stuff now. So like say if you had like 15% crit multi to fire skills, you could switch it to lightning skills, say if you were like playing a
Mm.
lightning build, which is really good for my build before I made a swap. But it's like things like that are just like cool, right? But like if you do crop rotation, you'd never see it, so it's like immediately no, I'll never do that. And then like you also just got less juice, so I just hope that that doesn't happen to PoE2s. Like, there's only one way. Like, there's 30 nodes on the Atlas tree for Abyss, but there's only one way that you do it, sort of thing. Like, so I hope like there's different paths for different things. Like, say like one path for Abyss is you're going to find more of the bosses, which are like the guys that you kill before Kulamak or whatever, and then one is going to be more omens, more the like desecrated currency, which they kind of already do now. But I hope hopefully they like still keep it like that because I like that about it. I don't think that you should just have one strategy that's just like way above everything else, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that that is going to land pretty well. Obviously, we could all be very wrong when it drops, but I really feel like every league mechanic has its strength, and even they talked about that in the Q&A when rarity came up, right? So they were talking about, oh, the good old like, what about rarity on gear? They
Hmm.
still said they want to remove rarity, they just need to replace it with something. But
Yeah.
Jonathan's hope is that what they've done with the end game will help offset that, because the issue versus even Jonathan had a in PoE1 moment where he's like, in PoE1, if currency, like raw currency, is more valuable, you can do a league that gives you more raw currency. And then if uniques are more valuable, then you can do a league mechanic that's more likely to give you uniques. And in PoE2, you didn't have that at all. And
No, you
so,
didn't at all.
and that's what he thinks that led to a bunch of the inflation stuff. And so he's hoping that the league mechanics having more targeted loopholes where the market can respond to stuff
Mm.
is actually going to help a lot with the rarity affecting currency issue, which I thought was
Yeah,
still not
I think it's
good.
good enough.
I
I
I
think it's
think
good
it's
enough.
good. I'm curious.
Like Breach, for example, the Breach
Yeah.
tree, like it's gonna be just disgusting. I mean, another thing too is Ritual. You can only go for currency if you want. The Astrolabes, for example, we saw they have like divines offered there. There's high ticket uniques there that you can get, right? So uh the floor and also the ceiling seems to be raised, like kind of like touching on what I was saying earlier, where we're tablets aren't going anywhere, but we're getting all of these astrolabes in addition. So you get all of these like 25% increased ritual tribute. Now you can get 5 bosses in a ritual. Like those omens that were 30,000 tribute before are actually going to be like you could maybe just pull them out every single map kind of thing. You know what I mean? So that, and like just getting the uniques too is kind of crazy. But the one about like you only get currency from a ritual window that will persist for like 6 maps or something, so maybe you get 2 divines out of that. Well, if you do 6 maps and get 2 divines, like I mean we're kind of where you're not guaranteed to divine a map in PoE2 right now. Like in PoE1, you can get there this league for sure, but like you're never gonna get to where you're guaranteed divines in PoE2 as of right now. Like I tried it. I tried Abyss. I tried juicing the hell of it out of it. Like raw divines. Like you'll get items that are like worth multiple divines or like omens of light or whatever if you're doing Abyss farm, but like you're never just dropping a ton of raw divines. But I mean, you shouldn't drop a divine every single map anyway, in my opinion. Like it should be like every one out of like 4 maps or something. Like you don't need to be dropping them all the time. But I'm excited for them to put in a little bit more divine sync too. Apparently, Mageblood's going to be a little bit of a divine sync, whether or not it's going to be a good item. Yeah, I'm super excited for that because yeah, divines in SSF like they're just useless right now. There's no reason to use them. I just use them on jewels basically or Heart of the Well. That was basically the only place I used divines.
Yeah. Uh, let's talk about that. Megblood, Mage Blood.
Mm.
It's here. It's here, boys.
Yeah.
Um, it is interesting. They did talk about that as well in the Q&A. I think that was pretty early on, so you might have heard that part. But they're like, the main thing is that we just hope people like it. And Ziggy was like, oh well, I mean, surely it has to be pretty OP. And Mark was like, yeah, it's crazy.
Oh,
So
oh, maybe. See, I
yeah,
really feel like I should have went and watched Q&A because like I keep hearing tidbits about it, and then I'm like, man, I watched like the first 30 minutes, and it was just them chumming about bullshit. But
it
yeah,
it is one of those things, and where you're having to like you're just sitting there listening. You're like, okay, whatever.
then
You'll
they
hear
just
a
drop
keyword, and you're
something.
like,
Yeah.
excuse me, what did you just say?
Yeah. So he
Uh,
said it's OP. If Mark says it's OP, then it's good item.
yeah, and
Okay.
I think somebody in a Discord was showing like there's a screenshot of a character that
Yeah, like the ice
has
trinket,
the heist trinket slot. Yeah.
basically. Yeah.
Which I'm
Yeah.
curious what
I just
that
think that's a charm.
is. You think
I
it's just an
probably
extra
just
charm
I think
slot?
it's I mean, I would assume it's a charm. What else could it be unless they introduce a new item, which then couples with Mage Blood, right? Which is
Which would be weird.
entirely possible. But like even so, like if you only get one perma charm, like maybe it perma charms and then it gives you like triple the effect or something like that. Like maybe it's a range of like, you get 25 to 100% increased effect of a charm. And then that's the divine sync is getting it divined up to 100%. Uh and then I don't know what charms that would even work good for, right? But like, something like that.
Surely they wouldn't let us do that with a rite of passage, right?
Mm,
That
that's
would be
yeah,
crazy.
that's true. That could probably happen.
Yeah.
That's likely to happen. Damn.
So they said super rare ritual, which I think that it's really cool that ritual is like the unique farming spot now.
I know. Yeah. I
Like
like that too.
it's so much better than just having a window full of crap, if I'm honest.
Yeah. I hope that the omens are still like I think the crafting omens, that's always been my biggest like fight with PoE2 is like getting enough of the omens to like make the items I want. Or like, you're just farming like 40 ritual maps just to find one of the essence omens. And it's like, I just hope that now, since it's like cut down a lot, like it's not just gonna be like shit omen, shit omen, shit omen, like map after map. Like I hope like we get the actual good ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it'll be really good. Like, I just don't know how the uniques are gonna play out, man. It's basically like a nameless seer every single ritual window. Like, how is that? Like, you're gonna get so many rare uniques, is the way I see it. Like, how could you not?
Are you though?
Don't know,
Like,
man. I
are
saw a
you
guiding
though?
palm on the reveal, so like, I mean, that's like a T1 unique.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's gonna be interesting. I do like. I think they also, if I understand it correctly, they said for farming league mechanics, like with tablets, that
Yeah.
tablets basically override a percentage of league mechanics on a map now or something like that. So like if
I
you were to
heard about that.
do two abyss tablets and a ritual tablet, you will only get abyss and ritual.
Yep.
Um, but then if you do, one like three different ones, you get those three league mechanics. And then
Mhm.
a blank,
No tablets. Yeah.
if you leave a blank spot, like and do two abyss tablets, then 33% of league mechanics will just be random or whatever.
That's
Um,
kind of a huge buff though too, like to early game. Like just like if you're running no tablets because you don't have any, while you're gonna
mhm.
see like a breach expedition and abyss in your map, like that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
If it
I think
works
it's
like
great.
that, I don't know.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think that's a cool change. Like being able to target farm what you want to do. Like if you're, all in on breach, why the hell would I want to see an abyss? Like that's
yeah.
awesome.
Well, it's the in PoE 1, you have to, which you didn't really have to most leagues, but Mirage is definitely leaned more towards it, of like blocking mechanics and spending Atlas
Yeah.
points on that. Nobody wants to do that. Where now it's just kind of like intrinsically built into the progression system. So you load in a map with a bunch of tablets that you want to do that league mechanic, and you're only going to get that and the map boss.
Hmm.
That's huge
Yeah.
for like map speed. So that I really like that, because there's
Yeah.
nothing worse. I get the FOMO of like, but there's a breach over there, and I know I didn't spec into it, but I should really do that
The
breach right.
noob trap.
And they suck, right? But it's like I want to
Yeah.
clear everything. And so now that removes, and they did say that they wanted to specifically remove noob traps, which is why they claim they don't
Hmm.
want life on the tree. Hard disagree, but
Yeah,
that's
I
okay.
don't know. That's
That's
another
okay.
topic of discussion.
Um, Talking about traps that the entire community fell for. Where's the duelist?
Which is oh yeah, true.
That I'm not gonna lie, I was stunned. I genuinely, I was stunned that there was
I was
not.
pretty surprised, and I laughed about it though too. Like I just don't know. That's quite like my take, and a lot of people disagreed with me on this, but I think that is a terrible first impression from Kelly to come into a game. And a lot of people said, just because there was this one clue that it doesn't mean that Duelist was coming. I was like, it was not one, it was like three
It was a
clues to
lot.
allude to Duelist and swords or a duelist ascendancy. I was like, okay, the gladiator reference, like, okay, you can brush that one away, say no, whatever. I was like, okay, whatever. And then there was a picture of a tree, the bottom left of a tree, which honestly I felt like was pretty cryptic for we're going to rework the bottom left side of the tree.
I
And
think it was a
I mean that
breach
one,
tree trailer or a breach tree
yeah,
teaser.
I know, but like, why just give us a fucking full picture of a full tree? Like, why? What do you? What?
Yeah, that was a
Anyway,
little weird.
but then I think the biggest one of all was the champion, not you. That is crazy. That, in my opinion, all and she's already seen days and days and days of people going duelist, duelist, and whatever. That was total rage bait from her. Like, I think she did that to, like, actually just fuck with the community, which, I mean, it's kind of funny for me because I don't give a shit, dude. I was gonna play
Mhm.
Shield Wall Witch Hunter, still am if they're not gonna nerf it, but, at the same time, I'm kinda like, "Man, if you're excited for swords and you got all this, like, blue ball, that really sucks."
Yeah, I will
Jesus.
say I can see. I don't know what Kelly's background is by any means, and I have nothing against her, but I can see somebody who's a super literal person of her being like, "Oh, the trailer mentioned needing a champion, so I'm gonna post like, no, the champion's not coming, by the way," as a meme,
Yeah.
and actually meaning it literally. But you got to have some self awareness on that one. Like that was not going to go well. And then you have the like sword in the breach trailer,
That too, yeah, that's true.
and even like as
Yeah.
soon as they started that Q&A, Jonathan's like, yeah, we shouldn't have done that, we didn't think
Yeah.
about that. um
Yeah.
I just worked on, I'm really excited for it to come out. I edited together a video for our boy Major Aimless, of I edited down a rant of him presenting all of the evidence on why he thinks that duelists and swords actually are
Oh
coming.
god.
It's peak rage bait,
That's
dude. It's
awesome.
peak rage bait. I'm really excited for that to come out. But um, so That I think that'll drop
Uh,
probably around the same time as this pod. So if you
yeah.
finish this pod, go watch that video from Major. But
Okay. That's funny. Oh my
um
god.
yeah,
Actually crazy.
so I'm shocked. I'm shocked that we didn't get a new class. And they say like, oh, it takes more than like a league cycle. And like I
Mhm.
get it. And we got 5 leagues in one. Like I am not
Mhm.
somebody who's like, oh, I would have rather had the duelist than all this. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Hard pass. Like I will take this endgame rework any day of the week over that.
Mhm.
But it does kind of feel bad knowing that we're going, because I don't believe that they're going to drop a class in one of these event leagues that they're talking about, like where they're having to
No.
like work on balance and
Did you
stuff.
save everything for 1.0?
They're going to save everything for
Which
1.0.
is yeah.
But if they are needing, like if it takes multiple cycles, are we going to get 2 classes of the 4 that we're missing for 1.0? Like, are we really going to go
True.
into 1.0 missing
We won't get them all.
2
Yeah.
classes and 6 ascendancies? Like
Mhm.
that will feel pretty bad. I won't lie.
Yeah.
Um, which
Yeah, I think it's just the scope, right? Like, their scope was too much for them.
yeah.
Um, and I don't think, like, as of an initial plan, they didn't really foresee the problems that they were going to have. Like, they released the end game and they weren't, like, 100% happy with it, but, like, zero point 0.1 end game, like, literally, you could see every single player did not want to play it and said it was terrible and had said so for over a year. So, that's a huge issue. And personally, like I don't give a fuck about new classes as a player. Generally I don't like to play the new thing because I like to play what's good and I like to play what gets me where I need to be and then I'll try out the new thing. So for me, regardless of whatever the hell Duelist was going to come out or Swords, I was just going to play Maces and I was going to play Shield Wall. Um, but I also think that like them taking more time for classes is something that I would rather than them release a class that has no good skills or that isn't good. Um, I think one class in particular that I feel like they rushed on and didn't do well enough on was the Huntress. And I feel like
Mhm.
the Huntress is in a really terrible spot right now, especially with the parry, which is kind of a whole persona of the Huntress, which just it doesn't function that well. So like Druid was obviously one where they put a lot more resources into, and it was more like 3 classes in one. So there was just a lot more resources going into Druid, and Druid came out, and Druid's a really nice class, and they did well on it, and it's been perceived pretty well. But, I just wouldn't want Duelist to come out and be in the same position as Huntress. So, I don't care, personally, that they're going to take a lot more time with classes, but, for people that do want to play those classes, and that's kind of, like, the reason they want to play the game, I do understand. However, like, just play something else. You shouldn't just play one class in a game anyway. You should play every single class, and you should, get familiar with the whole game and then figure out what you like and then play that, but, yeah, like, I don't care personally. Like, I really don't care about the new stuff. I am so excited for like new Endgame. Like, that is like the one thing that I wanted the most because majority of my time is spent in the end game and at the very late end game. So I want to be there and I want to be blasting and I want to be juicing. So this is premium patch for me. This is like the one that I've been looking forward to the most. I've been looking forward to this one before 0.4 came out because this was obviously supposed to be 0.4. So
Yeah. I think that is the thing, and they admitted this themselves, right? Is like their issue is scope. Every time they underestimate. If you haven't listened to Chris Wilson's interview with Jonathan that he did,
I did listen to that one actually. Yep.
it was so good. But
Yep.
they like specifically were touching on like Jonathan's like we scope every time we just underestimate it.
Yeah.
He was like, I forgot in 10 years how hard it is to make a new game from scratch. Like
Yeah.
I'm so used to pumping out leagues that I was like, oh yeah, I mean, you just take the pieces and put it together. But it really isn't that simple. So I thought it was interesting. One thing that stood out to me in the reveal, and this is going to bring us back to the talking points because it's what we do. We segue and we round our way back, right? Is talking about specifically, we're going to be in the new league mechanic soon. That's what we're going to talk about next.
Mhm,
Part of that new league mechanic is 25 new skills based off of the Runic Ward system, which is super cool.
mhm.
I'm excited to mess around with that. Runic Ward might make life feel a lot better potentially. So that is exciting in its own way. But one thing I thought was interesting is one league ago, people in the same kind of Q&As, we were asking, oh, are we going to get Val skills? And they said there's like we would not add Val skills when we still have missing skills from existing weapons and stuff like that. Like that doesn't make any sense. And then we got 25 skills that are related to the league mechanic and not related to the weapons that we have at all. So what and this to me like that mixed with obviously there were a lot of people about said about timelines and stuff me I kind of was included in that, but when it comes to like delays and things, happy to wait to get an end game like this. But the statements of like, oh, we wouldn't do this, and then they do this, that as a feature for the next league. Has that been a trend in PoE1 before? Because you've been in this way longer than I have. Like, is this an ongoing thing with GGG?
That one I can just answer pretty simply as like as a company or like a business that's releasing a new expansion, like say if this was even like Diablo or whatever, I feel like having new skills is like a benchmark. Like you need new skills. You need new skills, you need new bosses, and I don't know what else you need, but like those two things are like the cornerstone of every single patch for ARPGs that's ever existed ever. Like there every single Path of Exile 1 patch, there are new skills. They're not always good and they're not always like meta or whatever, but sometimes they are busted and broken. They haven't I didn't really know anything particular about them not wanting to add Val skills. I think it's probably just because Val skills aren't traditional skills where like they cost like souls and like needing to like store the souls within the skill gem. Like there's probably some bit of extra coding and like infrastructure that's missing for them not to add that specific type of feature, but like runic ward skills, it's just as simple as it's basically just a skill that costs life or mana. Like it would be coded inherently the exact same way. So that's the only way that I would see it be, because like like right now you don't there's no skills or any function in the game that requires you to store souls from killing monsters or anything like that, right? So except for like remnants, I guess you could say, is like the only thing that like is after killing a monster, like this soul is there or whatever. But that's the only thing I could see. But like I haven't really, I don't know. I take everything that GGG says with a grain of salt. And I personally am one of those people that I like to remain in the dark until I just see what's going on. Like I'm not trying to anticipate. I'm not trying to hearsay about what's going to happen in the patch or blah blah blah. I just like I look at the reveal and I'm like, okay, this is what I know. This is what's in the reveal. This is all I know. And then when I play the game, I'm like, okay, this is what's in the game. This is what isn't in the game. And it's like I don't really pay too much attention to like what they're going to say they're going to release, because like a game of this scope for me, just looking on the outside, is this game is literally like physics. Like it's very expansive. Like there it's so complex that like you would need degrees in like mathematics and physics and stuff to like actually perform and do all these things. So like for them to just like think of putting something in the game and then deleting it right away, or just like throwing something away and leaving something unfinished, like I can understand it because there are so many different systems that they probably don't even remember them all. Like Jonathan has said many times that he's like, oh, I haven't seen this zone for like a month. like we've been developing and I haven't even like looked at this one zone for a month and it's crazy to him. And it's like it's just too much stuff, man, honestly. I feel like, I think Jonathan said I was listening to the Legendary Drops interview as well. It was like I think it was like 36 minutes or something like that, but,
Yeah, I haven't gotten that one yet.
they touched on just general stuff really, and, like, just, the general gist of the company and what their scope and direction is, and, like, he basically said they have, like, 260 employees. Um, so, they're still relatively small in the grand scheme of things, but, like, it's just there's a lot of work to it. Like, the fact that they can actually churn out content as fast as they can is quite impressive to me. I think, I always stand firmly on the backbone that PoE players are extremely spoiled and, don't know how good they have it. I think these developers are actually, like, some of the best in the business because the rate at which they churn out content and content that actually turns heads is quite, admirable. Like, it's like Jonathan said too, in that interview, he's like, if you're not like the reason why they spend so much time and polish up these reveals and like do all these teasers is because they want the players coming back. Like, if someone has a bad league and they hate the game as per the last league, like the chances of them coming back is pretty slim unless those reveals or whatever grabs their attention and brings them back, right? So, um, it's important for them to have a big budget, or not really budget, it doesn't really cost anything, but, like, it's to put a budget of effort into these reveals to, like, get the players back. Yeah, so, like, I don't know. I think they do a great job with it. Like, I thought this reveal was, really crazy. Like, I don't know. I'm also just I feel like a lot of people are chronically online, and if they attribute their entire persona to PoE, so if something is missing that they don't like, they have a tantrum. Um, the swords people, but like
I don't know
I
what
don't
you
know.
mean.
I think they're doing a good job. And if they say they're going to release something and they don't, I think it should just be expected at this point. Like, it's kind of a pattern that they've just always done, or even with the release stuff. I mean, dude, they literally said they were going to do early access for 6 months, and we're coming up on 2 years when they're going to full release, right? So, things change day by day.
And
I could imagine how much changes in the period of a week with that company. Like, there's so
yeah,
much work to be done.
and we're
But
releasing full release without all the content. So
yeah,
it's not even that
yeah.
it's all getting
But I
done.
mean, that's kind of right when I talked about this before. I don't know if I talked about it with Blaze or just in random conversation, but I just basically said that they need to stop like balancing and just release content and get stuff out there for a feedback loop. And like, the thing that they're doing now is they're going to take a big break after zero point 0.5 to prepare for 1.0, which means, a 6-month league or whatever. But that was part of the problem that I was talking about before is they keep packaging these leagues as a finished product, a finished league with all this extra balancing and new league and reworks to the infrastructure where like they gotta just stop releasing leagues and just get the game done. So I'm happy to see that they're going to do that. I know a lot of people aren't going to be happy about that, but I think that the infrastructure just needs to be all shoved in there and get it all in so that we can experience it all and give enough feedback so that then they can take the really good dev time like the next like 2 years to like really tailor the game to like be kind of seamless. Like right now the amount of quality of life that PoE 2 has in its infancy is quite crazy to me, like compared to PoE 1. Because like I've played, thousands of hours of PoE 1, and there's like, dude, you go to a vendor and you have to go to a separate window to buy and sell items. Like that is just not a thing in PoE 2. Like it's so
Yeah.
nice. I love it. Just walk up to a vendor, you can put it on your gear, throw it into the vendor window. Like it's so seamless and cool. I love it.
Mhm.
So it's
Yeah,
just so much better.
it is. And I I'm really excited to see like where we're going to end up going. I will say it's weird because I know that they're going to hunker down now and get the game done, but they're still on this, oh, we have a bunch of balance to do. So they said in the Q&A that they're going to do like
events or
event
something.
event
Yeah.
type leagues where they're gonna rebalance stuff and like remix content and they probably like I don't know like do alterations to different stuff. And that is great to me. Like that's a good way to do those things and to test that stuff out. I wish honestly that let's go back to zero point 0.4 and we had the great Holton disaster of 2026. And
Hmm.
then we had what the community tried to create, which was the second wind, like trying to fix that, kind of give people a restart.
Hmm.
And I think that GGG missed an opportunity there where if that really was the case, they could have done some of these balance changes and things like that they wanted to test in preemptive, say for zero point 0.5, and done some of these event leagues.
Hmm.
Like, I think that in hindsight would have been probably the way to if
Probably
they
would
were
have been the best league to do it.
and
Like,
they could have been doing that this whole time, like, through all
yeah,
because if they don't wanna do nerfs in the
it might
main
just be a
league,
new
then don't,
development.
you
Like, they
know?
might have just thought to be doing it now, but, like, I think, yeah, like, with Temple League, like, the thing is, like, you get to the temple, you start juicing it, and then, like, you're kinda completed the game,
Yeah.
like, really quickly. Like, you don't even really need to be in maps that much, you just go and grab temple mechanic, and then you go to the temple, and you juice, and, yeah, I thought this league was a disaster as far as, like, the amount of juice that you could get, and I just there's no replayability unless you fresh start. So, like, I really think that they had an opportunity to run some events and maybe even, like, throw in some random stuff. I don't know what they would have done though, to be honest. Like, maybe they just don't know either. But I'll be interested to see, what events they actually do end up doing. Like, I think the last like 2 months would have been a really good time period to do events, but maybe
Mhm.
Mirage League just took a lot of resources too. Like, you never know, right? Because that was quite a huge league, really. Like, that league was one of the biggest ones because it had to have a function with every single mechanic in the game. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be, and also they had, like, the races and stuff,
Hmm.
so that could have
Yeah, I
also
suppose that takes precedent too.
yeah, played something there, but,
Yeah.
who knows? All we know is we're that's what they're doing going forward, and hopefully it's going to be killer. With
Yeah.
that league mechanic that's coming with the skills, we have that new Expedition Tide League mechanic that is still its own standalone mechanic, which is interesting. So the runes of Aldor.
I like
Um,
that, how they did that, how they tied it in with Expedition.
I do too. I really do. I love that I was half right on my bingo because I was like, QE2 exclusive league mechanic. And I'm like, was I right? Not really, but was I wrong? I can't say that I was
Not really,
wrong
no.
either.
But it's
Um,
like basically Verisium from PoE1.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
and we're gonna be able to do these weird rune crafts and stuff, and then basically 99% of players aren't gonna care
Did
about the
you,
recipes at all, and they're just gonna click on the divine
yeah,
button. But
pretty much.
um, it is really cool. I liked listening because they talked about it in the Q&A of like for the grand expeditions, you have them say you have like 12 remnants or the runes things in the chains or whatever. I don't know if you got this far into it, but
No, like, I didn't even know if they could spawn in the Grand
mhm,
Expeditions, I guess,
yeah.
so.
So it's actually a pretty cool part for the juicing. And so let's say you have like a one of these remnant things. I don't know what they're actually called, so I'm just going to call them remnants.
They're
Um,
replacing
they
remnants, like
replace
these
remnants.
new
Yes.
things, yeah,
Yeah, so
so.
I'm just kind of referring to them as that because I don't remember what they're called.
Mhm.
But you have one of the new league remnant things, and let's say it has 4 runes on it. Each rune has it's part of the recipe, and those are each one has like a modifier for the mobs tied to it. You set that off, you fight the mobs, you get the loot. One of those 4 runes is going to have a special like symbol thing with it. And that modifier is going to move on to the next remnant set. And so,
Mm.
say you have one with 3 runes, it's going to take one and it's going to add to the next. If the next one had 5 runes, now it has 6 modifiers. And then the next one could have less. It could have only 4 in the chain. So if you're wanting to min max, the placement matters because you want to place the ones with the least amount of runes first so that the ones with the most
Oh,
runes are also getting the bonus ones.
right.
Mark said that in the end, you can get up to 22 additional modifiers if you had a chain. Um,
Wow.
that's insane.
Okay.
And he's like, you probably don't want to do that, but if you can, uh,
Why not?
big challenge equals big loot. So
Totally.
you can super juice those. Um, so that's an interesting thing, and that does apply to regular expeditions as well. But those would only have like 2 of the little things. They said that each map will have one of the league mechanic things at least by itself, and then if you have expedition in your map, it can have more. So
That's cool.
that's how that will be, which
Hmm.
is really interesting. Um,
Yeah, I didn't quite understand. Like, so when you have the recipes, like, say the one you find in a map only has 1 rune, does that mean that you just get it and it goes towards one of the recipes and then you just have to find the other 7 in order to do the recipe? Like,
so it's not a
I don't know.
spending currency. It is a like you learn it
No, I
and
know,
you
like, it gets righted to your book or whatever kind
right.
of thing.
And
Yeah.
so they were saying that
Kinda
you
like bestiary.
exactly. They actually so they said you when you encounter that rune, you if you complete the encounter, you learn that recipe and the recipes that are tied to that rune. They said the exception is there are some secret ones that are tied to quests in the campaign and in the end game that you have to complete to be able to unlock those recipes. But once you get the recipe with that rune, anything to do with that rune is visible to you. So
Uh-huh.
once you have viewed all the runes, you will have all the recipes unless it's a secret recipe.
Okay. So it's kinda like bestiary, like, similar kinda thing,
Hmm.
like,
Yeah,
same menu with okay.
inspired without being a
Yeah.
nightmare disaster apparently on the back
Yeah.
end like bestiary is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so that's cool. I think that
It's
is
gonna be cool.
sick. Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, that
Um,
seems really broken.
they said in the reveal it showed 100 new runes.
Yeah.
In the Q&A, they confirmed it's Mark said, actually, I believe it's 160.
Mm, okay. That sounds
160
terrible.
runes.
That sounds terrible to
Um,
manage. They better not,
with
like they better not, like, release all that and then, like, not put it in the rune tab.
oh, it is going in the rune tab for sure. Uh, and then we also like you can do that weird thing. Like there's that monk ascendancy with the gloves, and there's like the shaman has the like
Special
the special
modifiers or whatever.
modifiers. So each
Isn't
rune
there
has to
another
have
class
one of
that gets that
those. I don't remember, but that
from the
sounds
reveal?
it's
Like, the
something.
Beastmaster, I think, might get that, or I can't
The
remember.
wild speaker or whatever.
I might be just making up shit, but I'm pretty sure that another class gets, like, special modifiers, but it might have been for another item, and at
Yeah,
first glance, I thought it was runes, but
I can't.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember. But we're
Yeah.
gonna have all of that.
The deer
Um,
collar does?
yeah, the deer collar. Absolutely.
What?
Thank you, Major. I'll explain to you later. Don't worry about it.
Neat.
The wild speaker. Um,
Yeah.
but man, that threw me. I was not prepared to see that in the chat, and that messed me up. My train. Um, where was I? Runes. You can make perfect runes.
Yeah.
So you can upgrade greater runes using that bench or a master working rune in the item. And then you can use incursion to extract it and sell that rune. Like there's all sorts of crazy
Mhm.
rune stuff going on, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
Um, the coolest one I think that they talked about in the Q&A was the unique one with the
Yeah.
unique
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be
modifiers.
broken.
So
Yeah.
you can snatch unique modifiers off of
Ezonite
Calgren,
and
and
Calgurn. Yeah.
yeah, that's crazy. Um,
Yeah, that's like for my build specifically, if I can get my hands on Svalin and rip off Lucky Block and put it on my shield for shield wall, uh I don't see how that's balanced.
I'm sure. Well, they did say that they handcraft it, so I'm sure that's really rare, probably to be able to pull that one. Um, so you
Yeah.
probably would have to like, and they probably won't let you because you can't modify it, I guess. So that could be one of the divine sync things. Is like, oh, I have to divine my Svalin to get the perfect roll on it, and then I'm gonna destroy it with this rune with the chance to grab the lucky block.
Mm,
Like
that'll be the first thing I try anyway with that type of
that's
currency.
that's the stuff we've been needing, boys. That is the content, the gambas that we've been needing. Now I can finally stop Val orbing all of my items and get my fix elsewhere. Um, so I think that that stuff's cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited about. Oh my gosh, we can upgrade early game uniques damage to make
Yeah,
them
that's
usable in
cool.
the end game. The ward modifying
Usable.
increase base damage. I can use a Splendor of Lorata in the end game that's base fizz damage isn't 12.
I was
So
thinking Sliver Tongue. Somebody in my chat said that the other night. That would be a really cool one.
yeah,
But yeah,
if we can get that crazy high.
yeah.
Um, but so we have all of that. Um, the thing I'm most excited for, holy shit, I can't believe I forgot about this. Meta crafting runes, like mod blocking runes.
Oh, is there? I
Oh,
didn't know
you
that.
don't know. Yeah,
I thought
there's
there
like
was just what was the one that I saw? It was like you convert the damage. I don't even know
mm-mm.
how that one works either.
So
Because
I
does that mean that you can exalt 2 prefixes after? That'd be too broken.
I
Like, when in the
don't
case where they showed the cold damage going, like, super heightened, you know what I mean? That would be insane if it would do
yeah,
that.
I don't
I
actually
don't
know
think
how
so.
that one works. I
That
what
probably wouldn't.
there are meta crafting runes, so you can socket in a rune that's like cannot roll
Oh, I kinda saw.
cannot roll resistance modifiers or what cannot roll caster modifiers, and then you can like exalt or chaos an item blocking those, and then
Yeah,
once you're done, you just socket in another rune on top of it to replace it.
that's
And
really cool. Holy,
they're like, yeah, we were way happier with that than we were the idea of like doing a crafting bench for meta crafting. I'm like, bro, me too. That's
that's
so
sick.
much better. Because
I
it's
like
also
that.
like I need to go farm and get this like it's physical. You have to get the thing. It's not just a
Yeah.
big list menu that you click on and spend currency to like block
Depending on the
mods and
craft
stuff.
too, it's actually cheaper because you'll get 2 uses out of it rather than just 1. Like, if you were like to do prefixes cannot be changed and reforge or whatever the hell. Not saying you do that in PoE 2, but, like, if you want to double exalt, block a bunch of mods or something, like, that's kinda nice.
Well, and
That'd be cool.
you can't like it doesn't delete them or anything until you socket over
Yeah.
it. So you can just keep rolling and rolling with that rune
Oh,
in
yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah,
That's
we're gonna have fun with
great.
that. We're
Um
gonna have fun with that one.
converting sockets on gear into jewel sockets. Like what the hell are we
Yeah, that's
talking
kinda
about?
weird.
They Here's the thing. PoE 2, this is a tangent. Much more new player friendly than PoE 1 by far. Much better tutorialization. The them adding build guides into the game, fucking insane.
Yeah.
Um,
So cool.
but then we also get all of this crazy shit all at the same time
Yeah.
that even us who have, I don't know how many you have in PoE 2. I have just passed 1900 hours in PoE 2. Um, we're going to be lost for the first week trying to like figure
Yeah.
out how all these things are going to go together.
Mhm.
I kind of feel bad for some of the new people who are going to be just fucking around and being like, why would I socket in this rune that blocks fizz damage? Throw that away. Like it's going to be
Yep.
crazy. But I
And
guess that's
this is the grand shift of third-party applications and people using and the player base becoming more aware and smarter as a whole because dude, like when you go over to PoE1, it's like the knowledge gap is so fucking insane. Like the knowledge of the average player in PoE2 is like, "I fucking hit this guy with a sword."
No, you
But
don't.
like in
No, you
PoE1,
don't.
it's
You
like,
don't hit him with a sword.
no, I
You can
know,
hit
but
him
it's
with
like,
anything else.
it's like in PoE1, it's like, "Oh, yeah, you're doing, like, a nameless ritual grind or whatever," or, like, "What's your quantity? Blah, blah, blah," like, "What are you running?" Or the "It That Fled farm," like, "What quantity are you running? Are you running 8 mod maps? Are you running 6 mod maps? Are you running blah, blah, blah?" It's like, "Oh, well, I did this in 1,800 maps. Oh, well, I did this in 1,000 maps." It's like, there's so much more of, like, a grind mentality with PoE1, which is, like that's why, like, all the bigger streamers and shit, they can, like, influence so much in PoE2 because it's literally sheep mentality. Like, they're like, it's people are dumb in PoE2. I hate to say it. They're fucking dumb. But like once people start to figure out all of these different currencies and actually interact with them and do that, it'll get better. And there's a lot of people that are going to probably quit the game because it'll be too complicated for them. I've already seen tons of people that just say like fucking, "Oh, I hate PoE2, the crafting's too complicated, there's too much shit." And it's like, man, just tunnel down. Like, just learn one thing at a time. And like, people don't want to learn though. They just want to go. They just want to fucking blast. They
And
want to
for
RMT, they want to blast, and they want to quit. But like, for what? Like, learn some shit and like tinker with stuff. Like, that's the fun of the game, man. Like,
1,000%, 1,000%. Um,
yeah,
it is interesting, and I agree with Muzz in chat. Very glad that Jonathan said that PoE2 isn't actually meant to be simpler.
yeah, I like
It's
that.
just that it's meant to be new and
Yep.
have the tutorialization to get people into those mechanics
Yeah.
and things.
I'd say right now, like for anybody that has played PoE1 and knows its complexity, sorry to cut you off, but it's like right now for content creators, like this is going to be one of the biggest expansions because there are going to be so many people that don't know anything at all. And they're going to go to YouTube to find people's guides to figure out how to use such and such. Like crafting guides will probably be a really big thing this league because there's going to be so many different crafting options, right? So I think it's really good. Like I don't really think it's a bad thing at all. I mean, they could put more stuff in the game to like teach people how to use this stuff, but I think it's cool. I like it. I like
People
all the
like
complicated stuff.
people like you and Locahole are going to be eating good, dude.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be doing some ridiculous unethical crafts just like we did in point three.
Yeah, and I'm going to be texting you on Discord and be like,
Yeah,
is this
yeah,
good?
yeah. You Pav Blaze be like, "Okay, come help me craft this."
Hope, hope. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, it's crazy. I'm really excited for it.
yeah,
What will be really cool is diving into this league as SSF mains, bro,
yeah.
because we are eating so good.
Yeah, it looks extremely good for SSF. Like even so another thing too is the ritual rework. Like I don't know if you caught it, but one of the astrolabe things said Omen of Greater Annulment. Like you do that map and you get that. So now we're gonna be able to see like guaranteed like it seems like rare omens. Because that's the biggest crutch in SSF, in my opinion, is like getting the ritual omens. Everything else is pretty easy, except for like Omen of Light, which we
Mhm.
obviously that was a whole thing last league that we broke the game and had like 50 of them, but uh I think they're gonna be way harder to get this league.
Oh
Hopefully
yeah,
not,
for sure.
though. Yeah.
Well, but you can target farm abyss way better. So who
Mm, yeah.
knows? Who
Yeah.
knows what the Atlas tree is going to hold for us? What I'm loving is that, and I mentioned it a couple times in a couple different places, but the fact that we have each league mechanic has its piece of of the puzzle. So, and they said this in the Q&A as
Yeah.
well. Like you can go off and do these niches that are going to carry on for the players involved in the economy. But for us, like, okay, if I get into maps and my weapon's pretty good. My armor is like pretty good, but my rings and amulet are shit. I
Every
know,
time.
true. I know I need to go, okay, I need to hit my
Breach.
first tower to activate the fucking fortress thing. And then
Mhm.
I need to beeline the breach. So and then I'm gonna farm breach, get some good jewelry, and that's gonna get me a good bit of XP as well because I'm doing that stuff. I can get good
Mhm.
currency with the womb gift currency ones and stuff like that. And then I'm gonna go, okay, great. I need this one specific unique for my build. Now I'm gonna go hit ritual. And I'm
Yeah,
gonna go farm
that is
ritual
cool.
until I get my thing. And then I'm like, okay, now I need the jewels to make it happen and the emotions to do the cool stuff. I'm gonna go farm deli now. And you can just
Yeah, that
bounce
is
between
cool.
all those things.
That's
I
that's pretty much a linear progression too with it, like, the way you just framed it, like, that's just how it's gonna go.
Yeah, and that is and to me and then you can go, okay, well now I've got these things done and I've gone and farmed abyss so I crafted my like mid-tier weapon. So now I feel good. Now I can go into the fortress and start clearing the fortress stuff and moving through that quest line. Um and you're able to do all these things. I don't think most players are going to be bothered with the Infinite Atlas because I think by the time most players complete all of the quest lines, they're fucking done with the league anyway. Like
Yeah.
the crazy blasters like us, yeah, no, we're gonna be in there for sure. But I genuinely think the Infinite Atlas probably is not going to feel nearly as bad now because of that,
No.
because we're not going to spend that much time in it. And if we are spending a lot of time in it, it's probably going to be grand expeditions doing these little min max things going off in the ocean. Um, we have a search bar. I almost shit
I'm
myself when I
so
saw that.
excited for that,
I
yeah.
spotted that and I was spamming that in chat, and everybody was like, "Oh, look at that cool thing." I'm like, "You're missing the search bar in the top."
Yeah,
I'm like, every
yeah.
time they pop to the Atlas, like that stuff, it's gonna be so good. But SSF, it solves the problem of, oh, I can't do SSF because I just keep getting like cucked on my drops.
Mhm.
Like I just can't get a decent amulet, so I'm screwed. That's not
Yeah,
now you can target farm that
yeah.
stuff. So that
You know what this
is
is like?
amazing.
It's like, when you were a kid in elementary school and you like, I don't know, I had this happen to me, maybe not to you, but you like there was always a shit area of the playground
Mm.
and that like it had all the old like equipment. It was like very shit and like familiar but bad. And then like, one year, they just drop a big fucking play structure that's, like, massive and has all the bells and whistles, and it's like, I feel like they just did that. They just dropped the big thing, and now there's so many different ways that we can, like, grab this thing to do this other thing, like, I was in Angorm's chat the other night, and we were, like, just memeing and talking about everything, and, the I was like, "Yeah, you can grab the breach rings, like, grab a percent max life ring, and then just go throw a putrefaction on it, Omen from Abyss, and then there you go. You got your early game ring, which has 6% max life and 6 modifiers. And it's just like shit like that, right? That like there's just so many more combinations to do now. And I'm so excited for that. Like it's gonna be
Yeah,
fun. Like the progression, especially for jewelry. Jewelry was always the hardest one to do on your character, especially early game, and that was basically what you did anyway, though, is you just like did I always want to say putrefaction, but you always
yeah,
wanted to use that one on rings and amulets in early game, but later on you'd want to catalyze your jewelry so it's not as like great to do. So you'd use like two yin to get whatever. But it's all gonna be Gen tree now, I think. So that's gonna be super fun.
mhm.
I'm excited, dude. I can't like
Dude.
way too excited. Uh,
I'm so excited, and it's crazy thinking about w- what exactly what you're saying of all of those issues that we've been having with like we finally have the tools to do the thing. We
mhm,
have the playground set
exactly.
so we can actually live up to the fantasy imagination that we've been trying to have. Um, and then there's the other kids that are the Reddit Andy's off like in the rolling around in the mud
No
fighting over a stick.
swords,
Give me
no
the
lead.
sword. Give me this. No, it's my sword. And like they're just fighting over that, which is fine.
Yeah.
They can stay over there, but um, not you, Reddit Andy, who are listening to this podcast though. We like you. You can stay. Um, but I'm just pumped. I'm so pumped
Yeah.
to have goals because it right now gearing kind of is the goal. And thinking about like, oh, I'm gonna have easier access to like jewelry and all these things. At first glance, you're like, oh shit, that's actually gonna speed up my progression a lot. But then I'm like, oh, but it's gonna speed up my progression, which is fine because now there's like 7 other things that I can do after progressing through there. It's not
Mhm,
I'm getting my character strong and now my character is strong, so I am done. Now there's actually something to use that power on, which that's
mhm.
the thing I'm most excited for.
Yeah, I think the difficulty of the game is going to get harder though, for sure, which I'm hoping for like a lot this patch because if you just look at all the different avenues of more power that we're getting, like characters are going to be like way, way stronger this league than they were any other league. You know, I don't really understand though with the whole like percent life bullshit, and then like they're releasing like voices, and so 4 dual sockets instead of one, and then you can get percent ES on a desecrated modifier on a jewel with percent ES, which is like 30% ES. Then you can catalyze that jewel, and then you multiply it by 4. Like I don't understand where that mentality is coming from as far as like ES.
Surely
Like
nothing
I
could go
just feel
wrong.
like it's just going to be another ES league. Like I don't know why we're
And it very well could be. And
I don't
to
know.
me, I'm I'm not fine with it, but I'm
Yeah.
more okay with it being that the ultra crazy min max, you have these jewels. There's a possibility, if especially if you're in trade, that like you've invested into like mirroring these jewels to get that crazy stuff. Go for it. That's great. Because they did say that they are buffing the shit out of armor and ES bases,
Hmm.
and working those up from
Yeah, I'm
er,
excited for that.
like mid campaign to the end game.
Hmm.
So that stuff will actually be playable. And those things getting buffed along with ward being added, I think that while ES will be at the end of the day the min maxer's best in slot, I don't think that it is going to have to be the default for every character that you take into the
Yeah.
end game
The
anymore,
core has
which
definitely come up.
that feels way better to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really excited for armor evasion buffs. If armor evasion gets into a better spot, I'm contemplating doing that with Witch Hunter and Sork Ward instead. Um, like normally you just do straight up armor, right? But I think if you have evasion, armor, and block, that's extremely good mitigation. Like for mapping anyway, not so much for bosses, but for bosses, it's just always going to remain as stacking as much HP as you can. like
Yeah.
as much ES as
One
you can.
one curious thing that I wonder how it works. So they said when you run out of life, it goes to your ward, right?
Hmm.
Clearly, it must be a thing where it immediately dips into that. Like you can still get one shot, right?
Yes.
Because some
Yeah, it
people,
doesn't. We debunked that the other night on stream
okay, good.
because basically what happened in the reveal thing, like the clip kind of looks wonky, but if you do look at back at it and slow it down, like when he gets hit with the slam, which takes all of his life, he does take a bit of runic ward damage. It just
Mhm.
doesn't kill him.
Got it.
So it just acts as extra life essentially, but it happens after your life pool, which I mean, people are excited about Runic Ward. Personally, I am not at all. I think it's annoying. I also think Ward is annoying in PoE1, and it doesn't really have much of a purpose other than make Ward loop builds or whatever. Like, it doesn't really feel like a good resource to use unless you completely tailor your build around it and invest into it. Like this league, there was more of a PoE1. Like we had like Ward builds. Like there was a Gladiator build that was going around with some of the new stuff, but yeah, as a resource, like my issue with it is like if it's just more life, Like, why don't you just give me life? Because like now I have to scale my life and then I have to scale runic ward. Like your percentage max life ring that you're going to get from breach is not going to give you more ward, but if those points were into health, it would. So I don't
Yes.
understand the point of it personally, but like
Um,
hopefully we can get a nice pocket of it. Like 1,000 would be decent,
yeah, I
like on an average
do.
character.
Yeah, they did say it's completely different from Ward and PoE1. And that I do like that it's a spendable thing, and that they were saying like people might
True.
invest in just a small amount of ward, but really good ward regen, and so they can do that thing, or they can if they wanting to
For the
spend it,
skills,
or
yeah. Yeah.
but for the life pool, it is interesting, and I do like that it is something that we can just immediately convert like armor evasion or ES, which I don't know why you would convert ES into ward. Like that seems like a bad idea, but
Yeah.
um converting those things, um those defenses, say you're at an insane amount of evasion and you're not at a break point, you can convert some of that into ward, which is going to give you more life.
Mhm.
That feels fine.
Sure, yeah.
But it is kind of strange that they're very focused on, they don't want life on the tree against noob traps, which again, I have no idea what that doesn't make sense to me. But
I don't know.
so they're going to put life on gear.
Just seems like an
Um,
like, large amount of work just to avoid putting life nodes on the tree. I think
yeah,
Ziz said that in a clip or something too, which is why that comes to mind, but, like,
yeah,
yeah, that seems like way too much work to just say we don't wanna add life nodes to the tree, and, like, just sorry, like, I'm just cutting you off, but I gotta say, like, this for like, in if we go in retrospect, like, what happens in PoE1 and stuff, is, like, GGG does have these little bits of, like, gaslighting that they do to the community, where, like, the entire community says that there is an issue on something, and they double or triple down saying that, "No, this is fine." So hate to say it, but I'm pretty sure that this is another one of those moments where they're tripling down on we don't need life nodes on the tree, and eventually it's just going to come to a head and they're going to put it on. Like I just don't get it. It's kind of weird. Or take ES off the tree. Take ES off because if like already that like I don't even know that philosophy is a bust because if you don't want life on the tree because it's a noob trap, well then take ES off the tree because that's a noob trap. Because if you play in that area of the tree, you're gonna take ES or something, or feel like you need to take ES, right? Like that's what I don't understand. Like there's a hole in their philosophy. So like
yeah,
and if they did that, the game would die overnight. Like everybody would be like game unplayable because they can't make a build that could survive more than like 3 deaths a map at least. Like it's
yeah,
crazy, man. I don't
yeah.
know.
They they their issue, the hole in their philosophy is that, and they said it again for like the upteenth time in the Q&A, they internally view ES as a defensive layer along with evasion and armor. And it
Yeah,
just is not. It just is
no.
not.
I know.
Um,
I saw that. I was like,
and
what?
I know that like I can say it just is not, and then like Jonathan and Mark could be in front of me and they go, "It's our game. I promise you that it is." And but I'm like, but you are showing me an orange and you're telling me it's an apple. Like
Yeah,
I am not a fool. Whether it is your orange or not, I know that it is not an apple, right?
yeah,
And they said that they need to address like the amount of ES recharge rate that you can get and stuff like that. Okay, sure, 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 whatever. But
yeah. That's also really hard to get. Like, I was thinking of regen, I guess, not so much recharge rate. You can get a lot of recharge rate, but
it's crazy to me that that's where we're at. But then we're adding, so we're saying that's fine, but life on trees not fine. But then we're going to, on top of your life prefix, we're also going to allow you to convert one of these defensive layers, including energy shield, to ward, which is life.
Yeah.
So we now
That
have
makes no sense.
we now have America, we have red, white, and blue life as our options. And it's just, but now you have these things like, are you a chaos inoculation build? Great. Do like a big ES chess piece and then do evasion ES hybrid like you were going to do anyway, because we know you're going to take whatever the fuck that node is. Um, that gives you the ES based off your evasion on your
Mhm.
helmet. You're going to take that and
Subterfuge mask.
subterfuge mask, fantastic. And now on your boots and your gloves that are a hybrid, you're going to convert some of it into ward. So now you have one life, you have ward, and you have energy shield. So if your
Mhm.
energy shield gets knocked out, the downside of chaos inoculation of that being the rest of your life is now no longer the case because you have ward.
Mm.
So we now have actually buffed chaos inoculation builds. um,
Yeah, I don't know. It's just how much are you reasonably gonna be able to get with a CI build too? Because it
yeah,
looks like it
it's
replaces
true.
the defenses completely, but,
They said it depends
yeah.
on the base. So some
Oh,
bases are more and some bases are less
okay.
on like
Yeah,
the
the I
trade
mean,
off.
it's just right now, like, it really is, it's just how much hit points, so whether it be life, ES, whatever, how much can you stack so that you outlive the hit that you take is
Yeah.
basically the way that the game works, which is super fucking annoying in my opinion. Like, I'm just looking at Pewee Ninja right now at, like, a setup that I wanted to try for Shield Wall, and it's a Titan, and he has 2,400 health and 11,000 energy shield. And it's just like, what are we doing, dude? Like,
What you can't. Yeah. I did find it cool, or not cool. I found it's very bad actually, but I found it interesting. They said, I don't know if you heard it, that armor ES is has like a 300% higher death rate than other defensive layers.
yeah. No, it makes sense to me.
It
Like,
does.
they say that, but I could have told them that.
Because
Like,
I was thinking about that when they were talking about it. I was like, okay, but if I'm evasion ES, right? I need to not get hit for
yeah,
a second so my ES can start recharging. But if I'm
sure.
armor ES, I have no way to evade hits unless maybe I'm blocking
Exactly.
some.
So you always have chips so you can't recharge.
So I can't recharge. So I
Yeah.
have this big hit pool that will last me until I go into my first pack of mobs.
Yeah, well, the thing that they probably noticed is that a lot of armor energy shield builds aren't running block, which is effectively the same thing as evasion. So
It's better.
whenever I play, yeah, like whenever I play like Shield Ball, for instance, on a Witch Hunter with Sorcery Ward, I play it on an armor build. And generally, for example, just to say the two classes of what I think is superior, is if you play a Titan and you play Shield Wall, yes, you do have like the block, but with Witch Hunter, you have the Sork Ward, which the Sork Ward will regen, and because basically it starts its cooldown when you're hit, but if you're blocking so much, you don't get hit as often, so then you can recharge it. But, like, yeah, it's this thing of, like, armor builds in general just feel terrible in PoE 2 because there's too much spam on the monsters. There's too many abilities, too many things that are hitting your character, so if you're not playing evasion or block, like, you might as well just go fucking sleep on the beach. Like, there's no
Yeah.
point in playing the game because you're just gonna die, like, 6 times a map, and I've experienced this firsthand playing a warrior in 0.1, and, like, you have to have Giant's Blood and a shield. There was no other way to play that class because you would leap slam and they would kill you out of the air. Like, that's how bad it was. Like, I don't know how you fix that without giving us more life or better defensive mitigation. Like, so I think what they did say though is that they want to fix the root of the problem, which is defensive mitigation rather than give us more life. So it could just be a thing of them giving us like a rework or a buff to those defensive mitigation tactics first before they cave and give us life. So, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Something
Well,
needs to change though. There's too many
what
hits. It's crazy.
so let me I'm going to ask you this then. This is a hypothetical. So in the stream, they said, like Mark was talking about, like, let's use armor to elemental conversion, right? He
Yeah.
said there's like 3 nodes that grant it, and he wanted there to be like 5 clusters. Like, he wanted you to be able to like really invest into this.
Yeah.
Which one of those two things is more of a noob trap? Having clusters of armor converts elemental or life nodes? Which one would you pick if you were a noob? If you both they were both on the tree and you're like, I'm dying a lot. Which one would you pick? Because I would pick life.
I'd pick life 100%.
So I know that they state that it's a noob trap, but is it a noob trap or is it actually like an illiterate trap?
Honestly, I feel like it's more of, if you pick armor in the early game, it's a percentage, and you barely have any fucking armor, so
Right.
what's 20% of fucking 50 armor? Oh, it's like 2. Like, I'm not gonna get anything out
Perfect.
of it. Like, it's
Yeah.
terrible.
And yeah, it just is weird. And the argument I'll give them, and I understand the argument they made of like, oh, okay, I'm dying a lot. I need more life. So in 12 nodes, I will get to the life nodes or whatever. So in
Mhm.
12 levels, I'll be able to die less. But also, you say that in PoE 1, I could just go, oh, I'm dying a lot. Let me just go to the bench and put life on my gear.
Yeah,
So, and we can't, they said you can, oh, we want you to solve that with your gearing.
runes.
Well, okay, I'll solve that,
Why
and
not?
I will socket in life runes into my gear. Except for the fact that now I fucked my reses, which is
Yeah,
actually worse.
yeah,
It's so much
uh,
worse. So that doesn't solve the problem either to me. And again, GGG, not a game
yeah.
dev. This guy, not a game dev. I have no fucking idea what I'm doing.
I just the proof is in the play, like, just, in zero point 0.1, dude, on Warrior, like, it was the worst experience I've ever had in PoE, and, like, I'm not a bad player. Like, I've played a lot of these games and, like, can play hardcore and survive on an evasion build, but I went and played armor and shit, and, like, I played warrior in point 1, and, like, I swear to God, I died, like, 200 times in the life of that character. Like, I played softcore, and I died, like, not even really, like, farming T15s. Like, I was just dying, like, on the way up, like, because I just didn't have enough block, I guess, like, holy shit, man, and, like, not enough life. Like, my character probably had, like, 2,000 life, maybe, and it's just like, ugh, I don't know, man. I'm still on, like, team we need life nodes, but I
Yeah,
trust them to figure it out, but, like,
yeah,
still.
I do trust them. But it's a similar thing where like I trust them to make the right decision in the long run, but it's similar to how we had to like beg and plead to be able to change our ascendancy. And they're like,
Yeah.
we kind of like the permanent choice. And we're like, that's
That's what I'm
great.
talking about with the gaslight, bro.
We don't give a fuck. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I understand that you may like it, then don't change your ascendancy.
they
But
do it.
uh we're miserable
Uh,
because I wanted to try my ritualist build and then I picked it and I was like, oh, that was a mistake. Guess I'm fucked. Like, you
yeah,
just, because you don't know if your build's bad in Act 2.
yeah.
You don't
Yeah, I
know.
think like Muzz said, just trying to reinvent the wheel is not making sense. But, like, I'll let them figure it out on their own. Like, there's no point in, like, trying to tell them any more than they know now, because the proof in the pudding is that everybody is just going to play Energy Shield every single league. And that I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna play ES again this league. Like, I know for a fact I'm playing an Energy Shield build, and that's gonna be like my best build, because the proof is in the items and shit that they're showing in the reveal. Like, we're getting quad jewels. Like, if you even gave me 20 flat life on a jewel, I would have been happy. Like, you know what I mean? But you're giving 20% increased energy shield as a base mod is fucking ludicrous. I don't understand the like the gap is so huge. Like imagine if it was like like we don't have life jewels, but we only have like 4% ES on a jewel. Like that would make kind of sense, right? But it's fucking like 20. Like what are we doing here?
Yeah, the percentages are like
It's like they're spitting in
astronomical.
our face. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy. I just don't get it, man. Oh, Christ.
I I my goal, I want to do a build that is ward evasion deflect.
Nice. Deflect's good, man.
The
As much
deflect's
as
about to be
people
better.
like to meme, I like playing hybrid ES, evasion, and deflect felt fucking amazing. I
Yeah.
felt so tanky. Like when I played
Especially
my lightning pathfinder or whatever, or
oh,
Deadeye.
and then with Pathfinder with please GGG don't take away my
Yeah,
50% converted.
John.
No.
No,
No.
maybe not that node. Maybe not that node. That sprint thing, I feel like it's gone.
The tripping thing,
Or they reverse sprint.
whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
If they rework, listen, equivalent exchange, Jonathan. If you've watched Full Metal Alchemist, okay, it's rule number one. If you're gonna take away my trip protections, can you also make concoctions
Oh
not
yeah.
the most shit thing
Did you see
ever?
one of the items, one of the emotions or something gives you flask charges gained per second? I noticed that. And I was like, oh. There's like one it was like 0.75 to 1.25 flask charges gained per second. I was like, that okay. But like I still don't think that's enough to make them playable.
Did
But like, fuck.
did you see the clip from my stream the other day where I took I took my SSF Pathfinder. You remember when I did that Spark
Oh
Finder
god.
and I had that like
Yeah,
level
yeah,
97 Pathfinder with like
yeah,
crazy gear? So I
yeah.
took that character and I completely respect it to be a concoction build. Okay. So we're
Yeah.
talking end game triple flat damage rings and all the things. Whatever. I did the lightning concoction because I'm like, okay, that has the highest damage
Shock.
roll.
Yeah.
It has shock. I had 72% shock on that thing.
Like the magnitude?
Yes.
What the fuck?
So I had 72% shock
Yeah.
and all of that stuff. And then I was mapping and they're watching me map
And you
and they're
got
like,
swarmed and died.
well, I didn't die, but they're like, nothing is like there's no AoE clear because you can't have heralds, you can't have any other stuff. And then I went to go fight a boss. So what I did is I was fighting the map Draven. I was fighting
Yeah.
Draven as a white T14 map, but I had all of my boss Atlas points spec'd in.
Oh, that's fun. Thank you.
So it had, but as a white T14, it had, I think it was like,
6 mil?
no, not even. I think it had like maybe 3 mil. It wasn't like, I don't remember.
Okay.
I'd have to pull the clip again.
Yeah.
And so I walk into that fight. I had the belt with the 2 mana flasks. So I
Yep.
had more mana charges.
Oh, wow.
And then I put on Ambrosia. So I'm like, okay. So before I popped Ambrosia, I broke its shield and shocked him. I put on Ambrosia to consume 35% of my flash charges per to give me all that extra lightning damage. I had a tooltip DPS of 29,000,
Whoa. Jesus
and it
Christ.
took me 60 seconds to kill that boss,
Uh,
spamming concoctions.
So, did you have, like, plus levels to your skills or anything too?
I didn't have crazy stuff. I had
Like the
a,
Widow Hail shenanigans stuff?
because you
Or
can't do that.
you can't do that anymore, that's right, yeah,
Yeah.
because you have to be
So,
unarmed. Yeah.
I had with the lightning mastery and my amulet and stuff, it was like a level 26, I think, concoction.
That's
Um,
so terrible. Holy shit.
and then I got onto my character that I had just gotten into maps on a private league with campaign gear. And I killed a map boss that had over 1,000,000 HP in 3 seconds.
Okay.
And I
Sounds
was
balanced.
and I was like, I'm using a skill that I got at level 1, by the way, because I was using poison bursts. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm actually using a level
I
1
wonder if
skill
they'll do
gem
a
skill.
pass on it. Like, with all the balance, like, I wonder if there will be a pass on concoctions and buff their flat damage, because that was, like, the thing, right? Is the flat damage just got killed because he lost all the scaling from the levels.
Dude,
But, like,
the most
man.
egregious thing to me is the fact that poisonous concoction can't poison.
Yeah,
That
because they
shit,
changed it.
they changed it to acidic concoction so it
The
consumes
physical or
poison.
whatever. Yeah.
So I was like, so I was trying to explain it. I was like, so
It's so god
why
awful.
would
Holy fuck.
I, why would I ever use 2 ascendancy points to spec into this to weapon swap a bow? I'm using a bow to do a big poison hit and apply this big poison. And then rather than just keep using that big damaging bow, I'm going to weapon swap and consume the poison.
Mhm.
Why would I do that?
It just doesn't make any sense. It's vision. I don't know. Like it got like triple tapped. Like they nuked it out of existence. Like I because I've always tried to see people who are playing it on Ninja and stuff, and I found like one guy across all
I,
four leagues
so
last league, and it was terrible damage.
I
Like
did,
everything looked terrible on mirror fucking worthy gear. Like it's
so
stupid.
I actually did this the other day. This is the last thing about the concoctions Reddit. Don't worry, and then we're gonna get back on track. Um, I pulled up Ninja for some of the boys. I pulled up PoE1 Ninja and PoE2 Ninja, and I pulled up Softcore Trade Mirage League in the end game, and I selected Peacock of Bouncing and sorted by damage. And there was 400 and something people who were still playing it, or 400 something characters at like above level like 90 or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, 55 million DPS, 320 million DPS, like some good damage numbers, good enough to clear basically anything
It's
in the
pretty
game
good.
or whatever.
It's playable.
And then I went, all right, guys, watch this. And I clicked to
It's like
Fate of the
2010.
Valve softcore trade. And I picked Acidic Concoction. There were 18 people
Yeah,
with the skill equipped. And the
yeah.
highest DPS number was 13,000.
Yeah, okay. That's what I figured, yeah.
I
Sounds
was
right.
like, how? And in one of those games, this is a leveling skill I get at level 10. And in the other game,
Yeah.
I spend 2 fucking ascendancy points for it.
You know what's funny about the whole thing, though, is that they just did a pass on the Pathfinder Ascendancy, like,
Yeah.
lastly,
Yeah.
and they changed the Pathfinder Ascendancy a bunch, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, that concoction node. No, let's just leave it. We'll just leave it alone.
No,
Let's
they
leave it the way it
nerfed
is."
it.
Oh, they did? They even changed it? I never even paid
So
attention.
that is when they made it to where like when they did all of that stuff, it made it to where you couldn't consume the poisons off of your plants anymore. So you
Oh,
couldn't do
yeah,
the
they
vine arrow
hot
stuff.
fixed Peaconk or whatever. Yeah, because
Yes.
Ryan's build, yeah, they hot fixed it.
It
I mean,
was
the Ascendancy node itself, though, does it say it in that? Or they just,
uh
like, they changed one of the skills within it is what you mean?
they changed acidic concoction to when it consumes poisons, it can't consume a like active poison that's
Yeah.
on one of the things.
Okay.
So they hot fixed that. So there was one way that it could do
Um,
damage,
yeah,
and it was a bug, and so they hot fixed it.
yeah. Ascendancy
Skills on
skills are a
ascendancies,
mistake.
I
That is yeah, I kind of agree with that too.
fundamentally
It's
agree.
so much way better.
Fundamentally agree.
It's so much better
Because
because, like, the Jin, for example, like, you get level 20 and 6 links for free, and, like, those skills are busted when you get them,
and
like, to that point.
and if every ascendancy class skill is like that, okay, like whatever.
Yeah,
But Jinians, amazing.
yeah,
Concoctions, dog water.
god awful.
The Oracle illusion shit, What the fuck? Nobody's using that. There's nobody.
It's all right.
There's nobody built making a build being like, I am going to wait for my shadow to attack this boss, and then I'm going to do the same so I double up. Like nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing that. They're going to
No,
play the new fucking Amazon or wild speaker thing. They're gonna go
that's gonna
tame.
be so broken.
They're gonna go tame Silver Fist, and they're gonna go kill Arbiter with it. Like
I don't know. I think the bosses are gonna do no damage
they
personally.
said in the Q&A that they are tripling all companion damage
Hmm.
baseline, tripling.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And then they're making every single boss.
I just can't wait till like someone tames Silverfist and then he can only kill like a T1 boss. And then they get up to T15s and he just gets repeatedly farmed.
And it could be. But what I'm thinking is, what they were saying is like, we looked at like which boss is good at like stunning and which boss is good at whatever. So they
Yeah.
actually have some whatever utility.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna play that because I'm gonna be a
Yeah.
fucking martial artist monk, bitch. Like I
Yeah.
am on that. I don't care about the huntress at all.
Yeah, just to touch on to what you were saying, like obviously the balance for concoctions is terrible. The balance in general, like some things just exist and don't work. Another example was the Primal Strikes Pathfinder that I was going to do for League
Mhm.
Start last league. That was a generational flop. Um, Really surprised me about this game how I could basically do. I had, I think it was like 80% shock, uh, the full amount of exposure you can get. So I had 80% increased exposure effect on the tree. Primal Strike's exposure got like more than doubled. I had a curse set up for like minus 60 res on that. And I could kill a boss like 10 times slower than just a regular grenades character that had just entered maps. And I was like, "Why am I investing all this effort and, like, it's like a 5-button playstyle instead of just playing nades?" And, like, dude, just stuff like that in the game tilts me so bad because it's like I'm actually, like, going out of my way to do something innovative, cool, like, it's a skill build, like, you need to have skill to, like, line up all your curses and your shocked ground and your like primal strikes and whatever and like using a bunch of different techniques, but like it's infinitely worse than just like grenades. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
bro.
I haven't played grenades since zero point 0.1. And
Bro, you need to go play it.
oh,
I mean, I think it's gonna get nerfed, but like holy
so
fuck, it's so good.
then on my gold found challenge thing, when I was running that, people were
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you should run mercenary because like he's doing stuff for gold." And I was like, "Oh, that's a great idea." That like we're gonna
Right.
RP it, right? That's fine.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
And then I'm level whatever. Like I can't pick up the base crossbow or anything, so I have to punch the miller to death. So I fist the miller to death. Which is fine. I'm really good at it now, actually. You can quote that.
Jeez.
I'm really good
Fun.
at fisting the miller dude. And then I get a basic ass crossbow. I took a white level 2 crossbow almost to Geonor.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't buy anything, but I didn't have any gold, but I did have explosive grenade and frost bomb.
Hmm.
And that's all that I needed.
Hmm.
It was the dumbest thing that I actually said multiple times. I was like, I don't feel like I'm doing a challenge run right now.
Yeah. I feel that way with like Perfect Strike 2 is kind of insane. Like early game damage. It's just like the thing about Warrior 2 is when you play it, like you almost have too much damage. Like you'll have like a level 1 rolling slam in like Act 2 and you'll still be able to prime enemies and like bone shatter the whole screen. But like yeah, Mercenary it's like the I've been saying this for a while. I think what happened is that they had all of the skills, obviously predetermined for one-handed crossbows, and then they buffed the numbers of like crossbows to be two-handed instead of one-handed, and then they just forgot to rebalance all the skills. So I feel like grenades are going to get nerfed quite a bit in their damage, but I still think they'll probably be really good because they're kind of like a payoff skill, right? Like they're on a cooldown. You gotta like, you have to use your cooldowns effectively. You can only have so much damage window at a certain time. But like, dude, Frostbomb's so fucking awesome for Act One. Like playing anything with Elemental. Like if you're playing like a Fizz build or anything, like just ditch Fizz and just go Elemental. Try and get a weapon with lightning damage and just like Frostbomb with LE exposure, and you just go to town. It's insane.
It's it's so stupid, dude. It's so strong.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with even once the nerfs go through that it's still really good. I think that grenades should be really good, but I just
Yeah.
don't think that they should be like 13 times better than the next best
Everything
option.
else. Yeah.
Um and yeah, so that's
Yeah.
yeah.
I was watching Guy That Dies earlier. He's been doing a lot of like League Start testing and stuff, and he's playing Monk a lot lately, and he's trying to make Monk good is what he's trying to do,
Mhm.
which is a hard thing to do. And dude, he's doing like Glacial Cascade, and it's just the most abysmal damage you've ever seen. Like he was doing Glacial Cascade and like lining up the skill properly, and just doing less damage than he would just quarterstaff striking Ariadne down. And it's like it's so bad. Like you
Yeah.
literally just need to auto attack until you get ice strike. Like kind of bad. Like I don't know, dude. Monk is so crazy. Like I think if you were Monk, the best thing that you could do is get a quarterstaff with lightning damage on it, put in lightning attunement and rapid attacks on your quarterstaff strike, and fucking just bonk and go to town. That's like,
I mean,
like I don't
you
know,
took that
dude.
shit to maps.
I did it on Witch Hunter. Yeah, the quarterstaff strike only challenge that I was running.
Mhm.
So it was a little bit harder, but yeah, I did do that. I did a weapon swap for one quarterstaff. Basically used the same quarterstaff weapon swapped. One was for rage generation, one was for just damage. But like lately, I've been watching Angormus too do runs. And a cool thing, also Guy That Dies, I guess, do a bunch of runs, but they're using Ferocious Roar, which is a talisman skill, which will, when you use it, it basically gives you full rage on a boss. So a lot of the crossbow users are just using it for 30 free rage, and then their grenades basically, get a ridiculous damage increase.
A
Um,
30% more damage
it's
multiplier.
just 30% more damage. So like, you're getting 1.3 damage. It's absurd. It's kind of like remember when I was playing Tactician and I put on Eternal Rage and like the interludes where like you kill what's her face there, Navali, and you get the extra spirit. And I turned that on and it turned my tooltip. It's just 1.3. Like you're basically just almost giving yourself 50% damage. You get 30% obviously, but like you know what I mean? Like the numbers are
Mhm.
crazy. Like it's the biggest
Yeah.
damage increase that you can give your character. Yeah,
Yeah. My
it's pretty
min
cool.
max. So what I did for my Pathfinder in Timmy's league is I made sure like I got gear that had spirit on chest and spirit on amulet plus what I had then, so I could still run my regular spirit stuff. And I would
Mhm.
run Eternal Rage for bosses specifically
Yeah.
for the poison burst stuff because it would, you know,
Right.
big poison damage.
The Kakati
Um,
Zyre thing that you were doing,
hmm
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that stuff would be
It's cool.
absolutely insane. Um,
Mhm.
and then what else was I doing for that? There was something else that I was doing to mimic that. Oh, I did an expensive anoint for one of the new rage nodes that gave me like plus 10 max rage. So I had 40 rage.
Ooh, that's
Um,
pretty good.
and so I just forever had 40% more damage.
Yeah, I think
Um,
I did similar when I was playing Tactician, like, there was a rage cluster that I grabbed for max rage, and I think had, like, 40, like,
mhm.
around there. So, yeah.
It's so much damage.
It's ridiculous, yeah, it's best in slot for any attack build that can't get rage, like, I'm kind of eyeing the new amulet for Eternal Rage to run for Shield Wall.
I saw
But,
that.
I guess I don't know, Shield Wall kinda just gets rage for free, to be honest, because of the war cries, but yeah, I don't know, dude.
Yeah. Well,
Eternal Rage is busted, it's so fun.
speaking of w- weird interactions for builds, we're gonna bring it back somehow.
Mhm.
I want to ask you this: out of what you've seen so far, Do you have one unique? You can't say the grenade launcher. Do you have one unique that you really are like, I kind of want to fuck with that because I think I could do something weird with it?
Trying to think of them, honestly. Can't really quite think of them. Searle's masterwork looks like it could be interesting, but it's thorns, which I didn't like. Like that was the one that stood out for me at first, but then I saw thorns and I was kind of like, eh.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. You tell me. Sounds like you already have an answer to this.
I have a couple actually that I was thinking about. So the one I was thinking about right before we went on, kind of with the new reveal that they did with the breach shield that looked cool,
Yeah, that looks
was
cool.
doing the what is it called? I just had it pulled up here. The Twisted Empyrean sledge. So
Hmm.
it's the one that calls down like star comets or whatever and
Hmm.
converts all fire to cold and then gives you percentage extra cold based off of your maximum mana and stuff. So you can like mana stack or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what would be cool is doing that with Giant's Blood and then also having that shield and then using that skill that you throw the hammer and it's
Yeah.
converting into ice. So
Forge hammer.
you're like, all right,
That's cool.
forge hammer and then shield and then forge hammer and then shield. And
Oh,
I'm like, oh shit,
cool.
that could be fun. That could be the only play that I play in Warrior Past Act One.
Right. Hmm.
So I was like, that could be fun. My other one
Yeah.
that I was thinking about before was the liminal coil twisted wand.
That's what I was just gonna say. Yeah. Okay. That's the one I was thinking of that I couldn't think of.
Yeah,
And then the other one, the obvious one was voices. But yeah, like
voices is
that's a
crazy.
cop out answer.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
liminal coil looks so fun, man.
yeah.
Like basically the way that I see it is that you're going to be able to just blasphemy and then just scale a bunch of AoE so that everything just gets hit by a curse, and so then you can. I think it'll be a really cool mapping build because of the amount of hits that you get with it. But yeah, I was thinking of playing this for sure, like as one of my min max ES builds, probably.
Yeah, I was thinking it because, like you said, mapping versus. I'm sure it can probably boss like okay, um,
Yeah, I don't know what you do.
but I'm not 100%. I have to think on it. But what I was thinking about with it being cool is, like you said, so doing blasphemy because as a caster, like, what are you spending your spirit on? So
Yeah,
blasphemy scale the presence area like crazy, and you can
yeah,
probably with spirit on gear and like good stuff, especially if you are willing to have a scepter in one hand. You can have, I mean, if you have a good spirit rolled scepter, you can have probably what, five curses in blasphemy, um,
yeah.
which is
I think
crazy.
you'll have to run that.
And then you have all of that going, and then coiling bolts is basically kinetic bolt from PoE1 if it was like actually usable.
Yeah,
Um, but it's for map clearing. Anything that comes within your presence radius dies instantly
pretty much
because
because of the
it's
amount of like
bouncing and it's bouncing
chain and
between, yeah,
split.
and doing all
Yeah,
the chain dead.
yeah. It looks so
So
fun.
it's that, honestly, I think that that might be like if you had that and like blinks. Like if you had
Yeah,
that with blink and temporalis, could you imagine just blinking around the map going, you're dead? That sounds
yeah.
like a
I just don't know how
blast.
you're gonna scale the damage that much. Like it will give you like 100% of damage is extra fizz and chaos because you're gonna use 5 curses. But yeah, like you gotta invest so much into the radius, which is gonna be hard without using the actual support gems. And then
Jules.
like yeah, jewels too, I guess. But like jewels, you kind of want spell damage as well. It might be an adorned angle, honestly. Like use adorned with voices and then use a ton of
Mm.
jewels. like spell damage AoE jewels. Fuck, that
I
might be
I
crazy.
wonder. That's a good question. So, because you know how Adorn doesn't affect the jewel slot for the Lich and the Ascendancy. I wonder if it would affect the
Functions
Voices
the same way.
jewels.
Yeah, that is a thought. I don't know. I think it probably won't based on that. Cause like basically, yeah, it's like it's part of like your character, but it's technically not tied to an ascendancy is the only thing, right?
Yeah, well,
And
I
it's
think that
technically still socketed in your passive tree, so that's what makes me think that it would work. But
I
yeah, I don't
think
know.
I think the reason it doesn't work for the Lich, does the Lich one increase it, it's
Goes
like
right into the
100%.
ascendancy
Well, it's 100% increased effect too, isn't it? Of that
of
jewel.
one jewel. Yeah. Hmm.
So that's why it wouldn't, they probably don't, that's probably why they don't want it scaling with Adorned, because Adorned
Yeah.
would also increase that.
Well, yeah. I just think it the math probably just doesn't work out or something too,
Yeah.
because it's like you get 100% increased effect from this one source. I don't know. I just feel like when you put the jewels on the side of your character thing, it's like, well, where else would they have put it? But like, yeah, it's going to be interesting whether or not that's going to be like a base jewel socket or if it's going to be like voices specific. So like with the adorned affect the voices instead of those four jewels kind of thing.
Hmm.
But like regardless, I mean, it's still going to be good. It's still going to be absurd power. Like even if you are using rare jewels with like, AoE spell damage or whatever and then ES probably. But
Yeah.
I
And
think the
then,
emotions are gonna be crazy because like for jewel crafting, man, like you're gonna get a lot of instances where you have one dead mod, or like when you're in the min max portion of jewel crafting, like you're gonna have a lot of three mods, and then just take them all and then just shove an emotion on them, and the like, emotions aren't gonna be like rare. So you can just like 1 in 4, 1 in 4, 1 in 4, 1 in 4. Oh, on the fifth try, I hit it, and then it's like, all right, I get a 4 stat jewel. Like this is
mhm.
insane.
And what's
I just
even
think that's gonna be insane.
more interesting, and this does bring us back. Um, Interesting thing with the atlas with biomes and stuff, certain bosses will drop certain types of emotions. So you
Yeah.
actually, there's potential for being like, oh fuck, I have to find as many Myers as possible because that bitch is the one that has the emotion that I need. Could
Hmm.
be. That could be
Yeah.
great, or it could be cancer, but I guess we'll find out. Um
Yeah.
Bringing, let me think. We're coming close to probably our end here.
Hmm.
Um, I'm trying to think of anything else that I'm like, oh, man, I really needed to yap about this. Um, one of the Q&A points that I had noticed, I actually noticed it, yeah, when I was on my drive, when they were talking about, I don't know if you got this far, but when they were talking about like in the campaign, how there's that new like pathing, like
Hmm. Yep.
tells.
Yep.
Um, for the Venom Crypts, they were talking about it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, if you're outside the Venom Crypts, like all the snake enemies will go towards the Venom Crypts, so you just follow the snakes." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool, great." And then in the Venom Crypts, they're talking about like, "Oh, when you find this one specific type of monster, mainly, like you're getting close to the room."
Oh.
And then they said another thing for it is they said that the room that you get the like elixir in has an exit now that exits you outside of where the infested barons entrance is, so it can actually be a shortcut to go
Yeah.
through,
That's awesome.
which is really good. But the thing I noticed when they were talking about that room, I'm wondering if it was a slip of the tongue, they did not say the final room. They said when you get close to the Venom Crypt's boss room.
Oh,
And I went, but
okay.
what does that mean?
So maybe they're adding a boss there, and they're adding a boss in Matlin Waterways, and they're
Matlin
adding bosses in
Waterways,
yeah.
the
Huh.
Ogum Farmlands doesn't have a boss. Like,
Yeah.
I'm curious if one of the things, because they're doing like these campaign QOLs, I hope that we can get these bosses in. That would be a
Mhm.
nice welcome surprise for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, the campaign rerouting and stuff and giving us tells is actually like, now that you say it, I forgot all about it, but, like, it is one of the things that I'm the most excited for. Because I'm not particularly a layout reader. Like I don't
Mhm.
wanna like I wanna be fast, but I don't wanna learn layouts. I don't wanna
Yeah.
learn that Red Veil has 30 different layouts. Like I just wanna find the tell and I wanna go on. So in PoE 1, there's like one zone in particular is easy as it's the area, I think it's refinery or no,
Refineries are,
maybe not refinery. Refinery is, just the static layout, but there's another one that has, like, bodies, like, before entrances with, like, blood on them. I think
oh,
it's Grain Gate or something like that.
it's the grain gates because if you follow the
Yeah,
bodies, it leads you to the Gimling Legionnaires. Yeah.
yeah. Well, no, it leads you outside, like, to the exit of the zone as well, so you
Oh, yeah,
basically
yeah.
any building that doesn't have bodies, you don't enter it, and that's just something that you learn over time, and, the fact that they're adding a bunch of those in PoE 2, I'm so excited.
Even
Like,
down, oh my god, when they I don't know if you heard it, when they mentioned the Ogum Village one, that
no,
you
I didn't listen to them talk about this at all,
so
so this is all new.
you enter Ogum Village now, and there,
Yeah.
because it's a town, it should probably have roads. There's a cobblestone road as soon as you enter the town, and you follow that, and it leads you to the blacksmith tools. I'm like,
Okay.
that alone is fucking massive
That's really big now, yeah.
because that was
Huh.
such a bitch to find. And even Mark was like, "Yeah, I hated trying to find that. That sucked." And I'm like, I fucking love that guy.
So, honestly, yeah, because typically the way that you do it, like that layout in particular, is that you go in and I guess most of the time is you hug the top wall, but like you go diagonally, and then it
Mhm.
kind of takes you to the boss. And then if you don't see the tools or something, or you basically just try and find the boss room because when you go back to the start with the checkpoint, it's either going to be straight down or it's going to be across from the boss room is
Yeah,
how you find the tools. But the nice thing about that road is that like because I don't know the way that I like to do that zone is kind of weird, but like I like to just kind of go in like an L shape. Like say you enter like here and then you kind of just go down like this and then you go straight up to the boss
yeah,
instead of doing this like diagonal whatever thing. And then if I go too far and go up and then I hit like one of the walls and I just go backwards a little bit and then I know the boss is there, which is obviously not intuitive. Like say if you're running or something that's like speed running, you're gonna do a lot more walking, but for me being dumb. So it'll be nice to have that road because then I can just branch off the road, go up to the boss, reset back at the
mhm,
checkpoint, go down to where I was, and then go straight down. That's gonna be
yeah,
so good.
yeah.
The
So
uh the hunting ground ones look really nice too. Like do the ritual and then the birds
you
show you
follow the,
Wraithorn. Like yeah.
yeah. And they said one of the other ones for Jungle Ruins, they said Silver Fist is always in the center of the zone now, so you'll always be
Oh,
able
I
to
gotta
find
like
him.
that. Okay.
So
Yeah.
you'll always know that
I mean,
he's
I could always find them, but
dead.
yeah.
I always could too, but he's always going to be
Yeah.
dead center now. Um,
Yeah, I hope wow, that sucks. Because the one nice thing about Silverfist was whenever you found him, you knew that the Infested Barrens was straight up from him.
mhm.
Like Infested Barrens entrance was very, very close in proximity to Silverfist, so,
But
yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
so
I don't
I
know
think,
if that will change though. I might stay
maybe, yeah.
the same.
But I mean, from what you're saying now, it sounds like you just, like, go kill Silverfist, go to Venom Crypts, you do Venom Crypts, and then you go to the
Yeah,
next zone.
because
Like,
what they're
that's just
saying,
the pathing now.
they said that they want to with some of the zones that are like really linear. They want that for like the experienced players, they still want them to feel linear, like they can get through them really fast. But for the new player, it doesn't feel like you're shoehorned through this one path. So they're trying
Right.
to like widen out some of those linear areas, but with the tells. So the experienced players know, because like it was kind of like that way with the invested barons for a while, where it was just like it was easy to miss the like map, the like checkpoint. Um,
Yeah.
and then they made it to where you literally cannot miss the checkpoint. But now you literally, I have not done infested barons any other way now. I hit the checkpoint through the single path, and then I follow the outer wall and I curve up and around until I
Hmm.
find the Azak bog. I go in there and get the checkpoint, and I come back out and I keep following that
Exactly.
wall.
That's what I do.
But
Yeah,
then,
until you get to the Chimeral.
but we will never explore that zone because why would we?
Yeah,
But if they made it to where there are multiple paths, but there were tells, then like
yeah,
I'm also fine with that.
yeah.
Um,
I'm excited for all of it though, but like, yeah, like I saw in Crimson's his Discord, he put out a ping earlier that was basically saying like, or no, sorry, it was in the campaign codex Discord. They basically said that GGG confirmed that like Act 1 to 3, it's like there's a lot of changes like to the zones to like, push through like differently, like something like you were talking about with the
mhm.
Venom Crypts thing, right? So, yeah, that's going to be interesting. I'm super excited for it.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
it
excited
just
to see.
I'm going to get way faster at campaign just because of that. I also just noticed there's a ping from PoE. Apparently, they did a big like frequently asked questions
Oh shit.
post. Yeah,
Okay. How big is big? Because we might be able to talk about
I
it,
mean
or
it's there's a lot to read, but like yeah, I just
okay.
figured I'd let you know.
Yeah, that's good to know. Then I'll review that like
Mhm,
shortly. Um, I guess we'll wrap close now. My final question for you, just a little bit of
mhm,
speculative. So zero point 0.4, 24 hours before launch, Blizzard goes, here's our paladin at the Game
mhm.
Awards. And then GGG goes, yeah, watch this. Disciple of Varashta. Sorry, guys, we,
Yeah,
we forgot that we were almost done with this. Um,
yeah.
what do you think out of 10 is the likelihood of us getting Arcane Archer?
I was gonna say I'm team Arcane Archer. Like I think that that's plausible. I think that that could happen.
Because I sure would
But
really like that.
there's another possibility that they tease a hidden ascendancy.
So
So
they
Acolyte of
did.
Chayula,
They
hidden
did.
ascendancy.
So
What do you mean they did?
so
They
they
said it in
don't
the
know.
Q&A?
I don't know if it was in the Q&A or if it was in the interview with Chris Wilson. I think it was the
It was with
Q&A.
Chris. Oh, right, right, right. I do know this actually. Yeah, I watched that.
So he said the acolyte of Chayula can commune with Chayula when you awaken
Right.
him for the breach quest, and then it changes one of your passive note or ascendancy nodes.
Okay. Hmm.
So is that a full ascendancy, like hidden
Hmm.
secret ascendancy, or is it just one node?
Hard to say, yeah. I don't know.
Curious, you know. But
Yeah. I don't know. I
I
wonder what they're
fucking
gonna do.
love that
By the
stuff.
way by the way, just for the record, just so everybody's aware, Diablo 4 is now 40% off about what is it, like
What?
2 or 3 weeks after the expansion release? Yeah, on
Crazy.
Steam, it's like it's on sale. I saw
You
that
also
yesterday and lost my shit.
You
I was
also,
just
if
laughing.
you buy the Lord of Hatred expansion, you also get the Vessel of Hatred expansion for free. You know, the one that we all
Oh
paid
my
full price
god.
for a year ago, or
Awesome.
2 years ago. So thanks, guys.
The
Um,
2 expansions that are just basically worth free. They're not worth paying money for.
but that's but the real
Uh,
question is that give them the benefit of the doubt, quote unquote. But
uh,
is that the case, or are we just PoE spoiled? You know,
D4 bad.
D4 bad. But any other company had as much content as GGG is
Uh,
about to drop, they would release it as a new game.
yeah, yeah,
They wouldn't even, yeah, and they would charge you $100 to get early access, 24 hours to it.
yeah. Anyway,
That's
I
crazy.
just thought that was funny.
That's a good one. But yeah,
Yeah.
other than that, man, is there anything else that you can like think of that really like stuck out to you that you'd want to yap about before we wrap it? I can't even see how long we've been going because my OBS
The
glitched out.
reveal, it's like 2.5 hours or something like that.
Perfect. It
Um,
says 20 minutes and 43 seconds for me, and it has
there you go.
for 2 hours.
Yeah, no, I think it's the Waystone changes.
Yeah.
Like the pristine, the whatever waystone changes. Like that's the only other thing that I'm like, what's going on?
We need to
And
learn.
like effectiveness baked into the waystones or whatever. But yeah, that was like the only other thing I think. I'm sure there's like a million others, but yeah.
Yeah, the one that comes to mind for me is they for the expeditions and like grand expeditions, they said that the modifiers are now have like a more universal mod pool for mobs. Um, so
Okay.
there's a lot less like weird, like this mod gives you rarity and this mod gives you this. It's much more like more difficulty equals more reward across the board. But for like expedition and all of that stuff, they got rid of the like cannot leech, immune to blank damage, immune to this. Like it's much more generic modifiers now instead of like build bricking modifiers. So
Mm, that's
that's
nice.
huge for the big
Yeah.
grand archaeology, whatever big
Yeah.
bomb players. Um
Yeah, I still hate the fact that we have to read with Expedition. Like, I just want to plug and go. But I mean, at least
yeah.
now the nice thing is that those remnants are not like a wall of text obstructing you, and you're like clicking on one of the things that explains, and it's like it opens up another window, and then you like I've almost died to that like
Yeah,
quite a few
that is true.
times.
Oh,
Yeah.
big shout from Muzz. Good call out. How do you guys feel about 3 portals for 6 mod maps now? I do.
Oh, this other thing.
So
I didn't see that.
it's mainly for. I mean, that was mainly for softcore.
Software.
But yes, so they made it to where now it is you lose a portal for every 2 mods instead of every mod. So now
Okay.
3 or 6 mod maps have 3 portals instead of one.
I mean, that's good. It'll keep people playing the game longer,
Yeah,
I
I
think.
think I think that's a good change because
I
it
think it's good.
the for the softcore players having one portal and then you lose your waystone and you lose your XP and you brick a node and you're
Yeah.
like that was
It's too
just
punishing
that was pretty
because
brutal.
the average player just doesn't really have good mechanics, so they're just gonna die a lot. Like, it just
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah,
But,
that feels
like,
bad.
having it I think they could even be even more lenient with it. Like, if you want they're trying to impose that on people who don't wanna play like that, but if you do wanna play like that, there are game modes within the game, like hardcore or whatever, to play to enforce that. So it's like,
And
I don't really know why the one portal thing was a thing to start with anyway.
it's the crazier thing to me is that in PoE 1, um you can have 8 mod maps, like crazy corrupted 8 mod maps, and you still have 6 portals. You just have
Yeah,
6 portals, regardless. You
yeah,
might walk in there as soon as you move and the invulnerability goes off, you explode, and you can't actually use those
yeah,
portals. But you do have 6 of them. I don't
yeah,
know why PoE 2 like has this, and it started out like I was thinking back to 0.1. I was like, holy fuck! In 0.1, you died once in a map,
mm,
and you
yeah,
just like lost your waystone,
mhm.
and you couldn't progress through it. Like that's
Yeah, that's bad. Like Mark
insane.
was saying, I remember him saying that. Like, there would be a lot of people that would die, like, 5, 6 times and then run out of maps.
Yeah, well, they
Yeah,
would run out of maps.
uh,
They literally had to add a command to where if you had fully bricked your atlas to where you could not
yeah, I
move
remember
because
that.
every node was red, that you
Yeah,
could reset your atlas. I'm like, that
yeah,
should never have to be the solution.
yeah. I think if we're talking, like, strictly in softcore terms, like, make the game as easy as possible for them, like, in features like having more portals and whatever, because, like, at the end of the day, like, one thing that's attributed to PoE 1 success is it there's so many different walks of life. Some people are the HCSSF Giga Chad fucking racing blaster like Ben, and then someone else is just the first person that comes to mind is the guy who just does ultimatum all the fucking time and just AFKs
He
and gets a
loves
shitload
cast
of
on stun build.
currency. Yeah, exactly. Castle Sun or whatever. I can't remember his name now, but it's hilarious. I don't know how he has fun just sitting there
Apparently, his
AFK.
name's Muzz, according to chat. So,
That's
um,
me. Yeah.
dude, I mean, I played PoE 1 so that I can play tower defense. Like I'm like
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
if I catch me in a PoE 1 trade league, boys, I am exporting oil like I'm ExxonMobil. I am getting that stuff
Yeah.
out there running blight. But
Yeah.
um
I think
yeah,
it's great though. It keeps people in the game. Like, because if I was a person in softcore and I spent a bunch of money because I can't make a lot of money, for instance, to like on my maps, like invest in quite a few maps, and I die in like 3 out of the 10 of them or something, like I'm probably just gonna log out. Like I just
yeah,
don't really want to bother, right? So yeah, no, that's a win. That's good.
yeah. Good change. Good change. Well, dude, I think that's it. I think
Yep.
we have yapped. Having no time frame of how long we went,
Yeah.
really sent us over. I knew that this would be a crazy long one with all the stuff that we talked about, and we could
Yeah.
probably,
I
fuck,
could go even
we
longer. I
could
could go for
go.
another couple hours or something.
We probably could. And if it wasn't for the fact that for me it's pretty late.
Yeah, yeah.
For you, your day's just starting. So
No,
yeah.
I should go to bed probably in about an hour, so.
Oh, you got
Yeah.
your sleep schedule more fixed now, right?
We'll see. League start, it's gonna be probably non-existent for a few days, but yeah.
League start doesn't count. League start time isn't real.
Yeah,
Listen, boys,
yeah.
I got my standing desk for league start. I got my like walking pad treadmill. Catch me being like Arrow and
Oh, yeah.
Captain Lance. I'm gonna be fucking walking miles, getting shredded legs while I'm farming loot, dude.
I wish I could do that, but I'd probably die.
I was like, I am going to be absolutely degenerate gaming for 10 days straight. I have to at
Yeah.
least make it to where I don't get blood clots in my legs,
Uh,
you know?
yep.
So I'm like, I'm sitting, my desk is set up next to a window that gets sunlight specifically when the sun's coming up. So I can be like, good morning, get some vitamin D. I'm standing, I'm doing my thing, and then degen hours. So it'll be good. It'll be great.
Degen, yeah. Yeah, you'll
Um,
run a marathon.
yeah. Oh, yeah. But yeah, dude, thanks for yapping. We're going to come together again. Um, Still wanting to do like, for those who don't know, we try the past couple leagues we've done this where me, Blaze, and Everseen kind of hop in a chat and just chat about like the first 24 hours or so of league launch. So and like first impression
Mhm.
stuff. So hopefully gonna do that. For everyone who does not know you, where can they find you and plug yourself and all the wonderful things that you do?
Yeah, sure. Well, my name's on the screen for Twitch. Right now, my streaming schedule is a bit sporadic. Gonna be playing League Start, obviously. I'm predominantly HCSSF player. So we're gonna basically be dying a lot in 0.5, it seems. But yeah, on YouTube, I'm EverseenTV, and yeah, that's basically it.
Sweet. Sweet. All right. Yep. And if you're catching the stream on Everseen's side, whatever media, just got this your Yap of Exile podcast rolling. So really excited. This is just our second episode, but we've already had a great time with it. And we got some great guests lined up. Obviously, I had to get a couple legends in here first. So we had Major Aimless and we got Everseen here lined up for zero point 0.5 launch. We have our boy Blazeworks TV. Dead Rabbit has agreed to join us. Talking of Try has agreed to
Noise.
join us. So
Cool.
we got some homies coming in. Really excited. And then for those who are going to be blasting with us in New Zealand in November, see you at ExileCon. Super excited to see you. But yeah, that's it for us. We will yap with you another time. Have a great night.
Yeah, thanks, man.
And
Thanks for
and
having me.
absolutely. And chat, remember, if you don't get hit, you can't die. So just don't do that. Have a good one.
Solid advice.